You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
These summer league games and they tell you about these new up and coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
Snapchat.
It's got a little bit of a delay, so.
Can we hear? Snapchat. Can we hear?
We got it. We're good.
All right.
We're good. Hey, we learned it.
Now we are cooking with grease. So I had to figure that shit out. Figured it out. Now we are rolling. Welcome back to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where we think we know everything, but we really don't know ish. We are in a brand new studio, Lacuna Lofts, Chicago News Weekly Studios. Clap!
Clap it.
Clap! We are here and we are back. I am back. I had to woosah nam yoho renge kyo for a minute, but I'm good now. I'm back, baby. So let's get this thing started. Of course, I'm gonna bring out my guys who have a lot to say because we have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about our new wide receiver, Lufa. He's going to make everybody pay. That's what he said. We're going to talk about Joe Tooney, whatever the hell his name is. We're going to talk about his extension. Of course, we're going to make the way too early predictions. And we're going to have a special guest in the house. Yes, from It's the Bigs, Mr. Herb Howard is going to be in the house. Clap for that. Yay! Man, we're going to have a good time. So let me go ahead and bring in my guys first. The newlywed. Clap it up for him. Clap it up. He's a newlywed. My man Chris. Time out. See.
What up, everybody? What up? How y'all doing out there tonight? I see we got the chat going. We do apologize for the technical difficulties. You know how it's the first time. It's gonna get better and better as we go on. Yes, I'm a newlywed. Got married Sunday, so that's when I give my shout outs. Like I said, I'm giving it to my wife now, instead of my lady or my girl.
Oh. He jumped out the window.
My jersey, my player jersey is now hanging up at the Raptors. I will be getting my gold jacket soon for entering the Player Hall of Fame. And I'm happy.
Well, as long as you're happy, bro, that's all good, man. That's all we care about. So, we are going to bring up my guy, the stat man, who knows every single stat from every single team, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, right?
2000s.
Basketball and football, my man, JB.
What's going on, y'all? Just trying to keep up with the chat. You know, I got to make sure that the chat is still being addressed. You know,
he's also the chat man.
The chat man and the chat man.
But what's going on, man? It feels good to be in our own studio. This is a long time coming. Man, we thank everybody for, you know, still rocking with us over the last few years and just keeping the fire, keeping the spirits going and everything. This is where we wanted to be. This is what we want to do. And we won't be stopped. Can't stop. Won't stop. You know? No did. Hold on. Wait a minute now. Wait.
Big shout out to Chicago News Weekly and the whole team. Cheryl, Laura, Kai, man, they are wonderful. And they got us in the studio. It seems like they're happy to have us. We happy to be here. Thank you all so much.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
So let's get to our last but not least all-star, who usually has that hawk talk. But I don't think we're going to say much today. My man, Frank the Tank.
What's up, guys? What's up? How's everyone doing? Chat. Hope that chat's going to be lit talking throughout this whole time. And yeah, this is a nice studio area, man. It's very nice feels like it's official now. That's what it feels good. Feels good for sure. But other than that, hey, man, let's get it going. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it is. So I want to kick it off with this conversation. Mm-hmm. Lufa, is he really that good to say things like, "Oh, y'all gonna pay, but not pick him"? Is he really that good?
I'll say this: a lot of people had him as the best wide receiver in the draft. There was a good amount of people who had that.
So why did he go in the second round?
It's a very good question, and he wants to prove that now. I mean, the Packers took a different wide receiver before him, so you know that's going to be pissing them off. That's going to be pissing them off.
The Packers haven't learned yet that you can have all the speed in the world. That don't mean nothing.
Right?
Look at all their wide receivers. Mediocre. Luther Burden, there was a lot of talk about him being a diva. I believe his attitude was one of the reasons why he slipped. He wasn't as productive as he was the previous season, the sophomore year. A lot of that had to do with, change in philosophy, also change in quarterback.
Quarterback got hurt.
Yeah,
Too.
quarterback got hurt. Yeah, so he wasn't able to, put up the stats that he did previously, his first 2 years. But actually, this just tells you what type of guy he was. Coming out of high school, 5-star. Missouri's best football prospect ever. So that just goes to show you and tell you a little bit about this young man. 4.41 speed. I love it. Catch. Great after the catch. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of yak yards. That's going to be dangerous with him and DJ Moore out there. So I can't wait to see what Ben Johnson draws up for this offense.
I really like the Luther Burden pick for us because we're still, cringing from the ghost of Velvet Jones. And but we want to see Luther Burden. We can only compare to what Ben Johnson has done in Detroit. We want him in that Jameson Williams role. We want him to come in that slot if they do go 12 personnel and they do have, empty backfield. Jameson Williams used to come in, stretch the field. Luther Burden can definitely do that. He's a good route runner, good late hands. A lot of people don't know what that means, good late hands. Also, I like the fact that he breaks a lot of tackles. Very tenacious yards after the catch, hard to bring down. And I just feel that would be an asset for us. Hopefully it pans out. We've had our questions at drafting receivers high, and there's been some hits, but there's been a lot of misses as well. I like Luther. I like his confidence.
Yeah.
Now there's a fine line, fellas, between confidence and cockiness. We got to see. We got to see what side he's on right now. But I love the confidence because there was a young brash individual by the name of Patrick Mahomes, and he went out there and said, "I'm gonna make all y'all pay."
Same thing.
And he has. He's delivered.
Definitely has.
So yes.
Didn't he put up like 10 or something like that?
Every time he plays the Bears, he's like,
"Yep."
And then after he gets done, he was like, "Mitch, like, come on."
Word is, who doesn't hustle? Luther?
I mean, no, Luther has a great work ethic.
I mean, it looks like he has a good motor.
Yeah, I always heard he has a good work ethic too.
It's about, like I said, things got bad last year as far as and a lot of talk was that he sort of like gave up a little bit on
taking plays off.
Okay. I didn't hear that.
Randy Moss.
Oh shit! If he's anything like Randy Moss,
Sign me up now.
shit.
Hey.
Man, we got bad wide receiver.
We had a chance to get a Randy Moss too. Don't remind.
We passed up on that one too. What a shot!
Man, good lord. But I don't think that'll be a problem here because what I've seen is Ben Johnson seems to be that guy that gets it out the mud, and he seems to have players that want to get it out the mud and want to play for him as well. So
and we got a wide receiver coach too.
Foul, not to put you on the spot, but one of your alum, you already know he ain't gonna play that. So wide receiver coach, he's not gonna play that. Right. You only get one.
Maybe we can get
Oh, trust me, I'm working on getting Twan. I'm working on getting Napoleon Harris. All throwing alumni, all throwing Wildcats. You know what I'm saying? One went to Northwest, and the other one went to Indiana. One of them, a great guy, great all-around football player, Antoine Randall.
Former QB.
Yeah, former QB. Turn wide receiver. Special teams got took back a couple punts as well.
Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, Super Bowl champ.
And yeah, this is the thing with Randall L too. Like, I mean, when you looked in the draft room when they drafted Burton, he was so excited. You could tell that was his pick. I felt like he wanted it, and you said it perfectly with the yards after carry. Our coach and that wide receiver love yards after the carry, which is why they love DJ Moore as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, that's
exactly. But also remember that in order to pry him from Detroit, Ben Johnson had to make him an assistant head coach.
Yep.
Correct. Oh, and that speaks volumes because we know he might be the hot commodity in the next year or two as well.
Oh, absolutely.
For maybe not even OC, but for head coaching jobs.
That's probably what the plan was.
Yeah. That name will definitely ring true throughout the league in the next year or so, for sure.
Okay.
And I'm sure that he's going to have that same kind of passion and excitement as he's coaching these dudes. And they definitely need some coaching up because we have talent. We've had talent.
Yes, we
But
have.
we haven't had somebody to really coach these dudes up.
Yeah.
And that's why they get rid of all them damn coaches and they brought all new coaches in because we need someone to really light a fire under these guys. Bring out that.
Only one I will continue to give praise to was Ron Hightower.
Yes. Special
I will
teams.
continue to give
special
praise.
teams.
He's still here. He's still here.
That's what I'm saying. I
He's the only
continue
one
to
who
give
stayed, for
praise.
sure.
He's the only one to survive the fire sale.
Yeah.
And man, it was some dark days. He would flip field position. He had to deal with Velvet and his drops and then try to get other people back there. He did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
You know, definitely did a hell of a job. So I'm interested because I would like to see Luther Burton on some kickoff returns.
Yeah, I mean,
Devin
Yeah.
Duvernay on the punt, assuming he makes the team,
Yeah.
right? Makes the cut,
Oh,
the
definitely.
53 on the punt, and Luther on the kickoff. Less evasive, less pressure. You don't have 11 guys running at you. You have, because of the blocking scheme and everything like that. I think he could be dangerous on punt return. I mean, on a kickoff returns, kind of, getting us some decent yards, starting field position.
I like it.
I think he use him, right?
Yeah, definitely. So we can definitely use him. And that's the great thing about it. He is the guy that, is great at the catch, which will translate into far as kickoff return and punt returns. So, I mean, it's very crucial with him. He has 4.41 speed, which is also another thing that we can use as well.
Football speed,
Yeah,
too.
football
It's not
speed.
even.
And he's not a
It's-
gadget guy. He's an
Yes.
actual playmaker.
He runs great routes and everything.
Right. That's key. And I remember we had a guy by the name of Tariq Cohen who kind of like fit that lot smaller, not saying apples to apples comparison, but just get the ball in the guy's hands
And he will make it work.
and he will make it happen. To me, that's what I see with Burden. Kind of maybe fitting that combination of Jameson Williams and St. Brown, possibly.
Yeah.
Not so much. I don't want to hear the Debo stuff because that's short-lived. You take too many hits,
Yeah.
one shoulder, and next
Speaking
thing
of
you
which, I'm
know.
waiting to see what he's going to do up there in Washington.
Well, did he just become a number 2? Because they got Scary
Yeah.
Terry. So
And he ain't no number one anymore.
that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have to be a number 1 anymore. So he
Exactly.
might be in the perfect position, right?
Yeah.
Keep his body in check a little bit more.
Right,
So
no.
he ain't got to take handoffs all
With
the time.
a good coach too. Yeah, with a good coach, good offensive line.
So if we can have any type of success with that frees up Rome, that frees up DJ. Hopefully that means too, with this regime, we don't rely on the screen pass and the gimmick plays with that as much because you should have actual route runners, actual guys that can catch the ball and get yards after the catch.
If I see another freaking back screens, I'm gonna flip. my
If
shit.
we start seeing that, the writing's on the wall like they're
Yes,
not ready.
It's just like something.
Somebody's not ready.
Yeah.
Player, coaches, scheme, something's not ready. But let's not even throw that into the
It's
atmosphere.
like in the contract it says you have
It's a
to
little bit hard.
go
Can
screen
you hear
passes.
me better now, Crook?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hear me? Hear me? Oh, we need it.
Holla.
Yeah, and it's just we're gonna get a chance to see Ben Johnson's offense, see what exactly he has designed for Luther Burden. Because also remember, first round pick is a tight end.
Correct.
We got
Which he
two-
will
got
be
two
on the
tight ends
field.
now. Yeah, we got
So-
two tight ends now.
He's definitely gonna play.
12 personnel, and that 12 personnel is going to consist of 2 tight ends and 2 wide
Mhm.
receivers. And I don't think that he's going to get in time over DJ or Rome. So
Well, remember, if he's bringing any semblance of that scheme, there were times when Gibbs and or Montgomery were not on the field, and he went 2 tight
Yeah,
ends
that
and
is
3 wide
true. Yeah,
receivers.
he did.
Now, if
They
his
had an offensive line though.
cor-
That's
well-
the big
well,
question with that.
That plays into,
Yes.
I guess, what we could segue to a little later. But I did want to ask you all this because of what you just stated, Fal. Knowing that you got the first round pick and it's Colston, do you run that 12 personnel to the T, to the letter, knowing that you got a Burden waiting in the wings? Or do you alter that and we go with Colston more so as the outside threat and kind of let Cole kind of be like the more of the blocking / chip guy.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Because Colston can also step out and
Mhm.
play wide receiver in that slot, right? Ben Johnson could get a little creative with that.
That's where I was going. I think he's gonna be creative with that. Like, I mean, you're gonna see him lined up in the tight end spot. You're gonna see him on the outside. It's gonna be you're gonna see him in the backfield for all we know. I feel like he's gonna utilize him in so many different ways. I mean, same with Burden, same with a lot of our wide receivers. Love my boy Big Stiffy Cole Kmet, but he ain't gonna be lined up in those different type roles. He's gonna be that guy who's gonna chip block, go outside, catch those balls, those check down type balls, and those are much needed as well.
Well, in 11 personnel, I doubt right off the bat Colston starts.
He's going to
still
be
got-
more starter in that 12. I feel.
Yeah. No, that no doubt. But when you say you want to get more dynamic, you have to put Loveland on the field.
Mhm.
You have to, and to have a core of Swift in the backfield. You got DJ on the left, Rome on the right, Colston and or Burden at either slot / tight end position. That's a lot of firepower coming at any defense. No more bracketing DJ, no more doubling. Like it should
You
free
can't
up.
double, yeah.
You well, I won't say you can't.
They're gonna
because certain
try.
defenses
Yes.
can.
They're going to
but
try doubling, but
you
the problem is
should be.
you're going to go try to double DJ, and then you're going to leave a Rome or a Burden wide open on that outside, or a Loveland on the outside. Like, I mean, it's going to be a lot of film room study.
I see the Lions being able to press like that. I see the Vikings not caring and just blitzing out of man.
Oh, hands down.
And I see the Packers just laying and taking.
You will see a lot of 12 personnel when we play the Vikings. There's no question about that.
You have to because you don't know where it's coming
Exactly.
from. So,
But then you got those two receivers on the outside who can burn past people. So it's still going to be good.
not to mention, guys, Burton is not a bad blocker.
No, he's actually.
I've seen some clips at Missouri where he cleaned up a couple.
Well, you already heard Ben Johnson say it.
You ain't playing.
And he's right with that.
And it's so crazy. I can even go as far as to say when you look at the Bears receiving core, it's more dangerous than what he had in Detroit.
On paper, I'll give that to you. Like on paper, man.
when you look at
The question is if it's going to work. Yeah.
Because I mean, Jameson Williams, he's got the attitude problem. He messes up a lot on the field, you know. But to me, DJ Moore is a more explosive,
He's more
yak,
polished.
more yak than St. Brown is.
Mhm.
Colston Loveland already out the door is better than that number 2 tight end out the door.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cole Kmet, real good. They don't have a third wide receiver that I think will be anywhere close to the Burke.
No, I can agree with that.
I forgot his name.
He's a little speedster.
What are you talking about?
Tall guy.
Not
Is it Reynolds? It's Reynolds, right? Josh Reynolds. But he was almost an afterthought at times because we knew the ball was going to Laporta, the ball was going to St. Brown, the ball. And Jameson with the 4.3 speed, so 4.3 speed. I mean, his yards after the catch was because he's catching 40, 50-yard bombs. So I still say that's dangerous. But, however, with the way that we play here in Chicago, see, that team is a lot faster because it's on turf indoors. We have speed with guys that run fast outside.
Yeah.
That flips the game.
It does.
It definitely puts the game. And then also, like I said, you look at it, Roma Dunze had over 700 some yards last year. That's
Third option, correct.
the third wide receiver. And then that's with what? How many play callers? 3?
Yeah,
Play
you're not
callers,
wrong.
head coaches. The thing about it is I'm waiting to look at the stability of having an offense where the offensive coordinator and the head coach are one on board, which the offensive coordinator is the head coach, which is a good thing. And, you know, to see that progress, and one thing that's big this week, OTAs. OTAs have started. So we, the public, we don't get a chance to look at it. But people behind the scenes will get a chance, and trust me, there's going to be all types of talk about how the offense looks, who's doing what, and which sort of, we can go on to our next segment Do you want me to go on to the next segment, which we'll probably be talking about extension?
And that's a great segment because all of this is for naught if that line is not cohesive and
100%.
solidified.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, we've seen a lot of Madden type deals on people's lines, and they just did not pan out. So that continuity piece is going to be huge. First of all, anybody better than that dude from last year? I thought he had pictures of Virginia or something going on. Like what? Like how does Chris Morgan keep a job? You know what I'm saying? Like, my God, like anytime Sam Mustipher looks like that and then leaves and goes and gets with some real coaching, he like, okay, this kid did play football.
Yeah.
You know, so like Chris Morgan, man, I don't want him coaching my Pop Warner team. Like, man, but that line. So what do you guys think about a Joe Thuney? I mean, probably one of the best lineman pickups maybe since I'm gonna throw it out there, maybe since a John Tate.
Oh, it's definitely.
Yeah, that's no question.
Right? And that's going in the Wayback Machine, picking up a John Tate, right? Super Bowl, right?
So he's got a 2-year, $35 million contract. I think maybe 33 of it is guaranteed. Because they agreed to it's an extension. So I think he's going to be making 17 this year.
So you said it's 33 guaranteed, so it's more front loaded. So
yeah,
because all he did was whatever he did this year, and then they added on the 35 million, which is a good thing. Now, come to find out, guess how much money he'll be making next year?
Probably not that much. It probably won't kick into the year after, right? Yeah, so that's perfect. Shout out to Ryan Poles for the money.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah,
Frees up
it's
for us to get another player this season.
Yeah,
How about this?
it's nice to have a GM who actually
Since we've gotten these players that are solidified in their role on the offensive line,
Mhm.
do you all think that it's going to be a musical chairs like it's been the last 5 seasons?
No, because we have coaching.
Barring injury.
Yes, that's very true.
That's
very true.
that cursive word that happens.
Oh Lord.
That happens to Bears players a lot on that field,
offensive
man.
line. Injury.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
that has played a really huge part.
And we'll-
All these dudes play-
Well, hopefully with
We'll
us
knock on
changing.
wood,
Go ahead.
that Thuney is very. I'm still knocking on wood on that one. He plays a lot of games, man. He does not get the same word.
What is that's for Micah? But I just like Frank just said, I mean, health is wealth. Foul, you alluded to it. I hope when they swapped out these coaches, they swapped out the training staff as well, because it seemed like when Bears players got hurt, it was like, man, do they ever get back healthy? Like I see them on the field, but they're like 50% of what they were, right?
Yep, always. And they re-hurt the same exact thing.
Right. So with that, I mean, again, we'll go to like anything. It takes time, the cohesiveness and continuity, learning the new scheme, right? Also the line, learning Caleb's tendencies, which has to come into play because we've had from Reuben Brown to Big Cat Williams to Steve Edwards and any other guys that we've had on the team. It's always like, man, you ain't got rid of the ball yet. We hope we limit some of that, because now when you asking a guy to block for 5, 6, 7 seconds, you know, that gets a little troublesome, right? But hopefully our pass block win rate, right? We're looking for that to go up. We on paper we're actually better than what the eye test said, but we all know sometimes numbers lie, even though they say they don't. And anytime numbers try to tell you that Braxton Jones is a middle to top tier left tackle, go kill yourself. Like
if I'm not mistaken,
pro football focus.
That's exactly where I was going. If I'm not mistaken, that PFF crap had him ranked top 10.
I'm like, man, come on now.
Wait.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
It's like, what does that stuff even mean? Eye test. He just got plowed over, and they went to the quarterback in less than a second. So,
Nerd.
Yeah. Just stop with that.
Right. You smoke crack, don't you? Yeah. But I just hope, and we'll see, because one thing I can almost bet is when you get that collective, you're banking on not just their skill set, you're banking on them knowing how to be teammates.
Yeah.
You're banking on them knowing how to make sure I know what this guy to my left is doing and what this guy to my right is doing. Help the kid out.
That's exactly where I was going with the Tues situation. Like they extended him because of that leadership, and obviously they needed that position filled. And what is Tues? 27, 28?
I
don't think he's 30. Is he in his
I thought he
30s?
was 30, 31,
Is he
right?
in his 30s? Okay, maybe I'm
Because he was a first round pick.
Maybe I'm thinking the
of
other
the
guard we
Chiefs.
got was like
So
27.
Jonah Jackson, yeah, but Jonah Jackson, but
upper 20s.
Yeah, nah, he's in his upper 20s.
right, I thought he was like 28, 29. Dahlman is like 26.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that Tues brings not only experience, but he brings winning.
Yes. That
Jonah
culture,
Jackson
that culture.
brings a little bit of winning from Sean McVay, but he brings knowledge of what Ben Johnson runs.
Mhm.
Dahlman is just better than any center that we've had in the last 5 years. Like, that's just
that is the most important piece on that offensive line, because we always kept saying this, that center is the quarterback of the offensive line. He points out where everybody's at and everything like that, and that's something we have not had since Olin Kreutz, in my opinion, at least to a very good point. Olin Kreutz.
think about
So
it.
this is
That's
what,
sad.
like you said earlier,
That is sad.
about continuity. And we have been preaching this on the podcast for the longest. It don't matter if you got all pro, Joe Tooney. You only got a Pro Bowler, Jonah Jackson. If the offensive line doesn't have any type of continuity, it's over with. And a lot of that continuity starts with staying healthy. Staying health is going to be a key to this offensive line. If we look up by the end of the season and the Bears offensive line is still one of the worst in the NFL.
Oh, man.
I'm going to say, man, that more likely injuries hit us once again, because you got 3 veteran offensive linemen. Oh, yeah. My mic needs help. You got 3 better offensive linemen. You got your left guard, your center, your right guard. You got very good, solid right tackle. And then over there on the left, you got 2 young, promising guys. And then you got a guy that people talk about, Bryson Jones. He's still solid.
Let's dig into that.
Coming from the draft pick that he was, you can't expect much. You're not expecting him to be all pro. You're not expecting him to be a Pro Bowl. But he can get into that swing tackle mode. I mean, he'd be better than any swing tackle that we've had in the last 5 years.
So I won't say that I don't have hopes, right? With anything, because we've seen 5th round picks. As much as it pains me, we've seen a 6th round pick go ahead and be the best quarterback in the NFL, period.
Yep.
Shout out to you in the Michigan Wolverines. Mama, I'm sorry that hurt me.
Go blue.
But I have to give credit where credit's due. But I will say I expect Braxton Jones to compete. I don't expect him to
lay back
and just not.
No, he's not going to lay back. He's not going to crack that start.
I won't even just say that, because
he's injured, so he won't crack.
There's something right, but there's something to be said too now. Just because we got the 2 young guys, they're still learning how to be professional football players. Whereas Braxton going into year 4, as much as we look at the eye test like he's not it, I can see him starting until the young guys are ready.
Which I'm hoping is,
because to your point, he's serviceable enough to, with the other guys, to kind of, add something. But now you put the young guy out there, just add something.
Veteran experience.
Like, okay, sneeze on him.
But we can't necessarily write him off, because we also got to remember Bryson Jones is a guy that's been playing left tackle. But it ain't like his left guard has always been there.
And that's my point.
That's clear as day. Yep.
A Tues can help him.
Yeah, this is going to be new for him as well. We probably haven't seen the best of Bryson Jones.
Absolutely not.
Once again, that C word keeps coming up. Continuity. We don't know. He may end up having a Pro Bowl season. Who knows if he actually has someone right next to him. Now, we all know that he skips leg day.
I mean, he deadlifts 100 pounds probably total.
Oh, Lord.
So we know he skips leg day. He's going to definitely have to continue to get stronger there. But remember, this guy's only, 6'5"? but he has the longest
He's
man.
definitely got long.
gorilla arms, which will keep, as when we had Israel Donajay on here,
No,
and
you are
we were
right.
talking to Israel at his spot, he was telling us those long arms
That matters.
it keeps those defensive linemen off of you. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen, what's going to transpire over there in that type of position.
I think it's a competition going into OTA for the young guys.
Yes.
I don't believe when we come to, vet camp and everything and gets going, I think if he's healthy, I think Braxton starts. I think
Are you saying
everybody
week 1 or are you saying
No. Well,
preseason?
I'm saying with camp leading
Okay.
up to preseason.
And
But I thought he wasn't even going to be ready.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he's
Oh,
healthy by then,
Okay.
because one thing that a lot of people forget, you can't write off Kyron Amageji either, because he's only in his second year. He's only a third round pick because he was injured, a former late first, early second round pick projected, who also has long arms and is 6'5", who did not
Does
skip
not
leg
skip
day.
Yes. Does not skip
Tree
leg day.
trunks
That's
for
a fact.
legs, right?
Yeah.
And I just feel that now you kind of give yourself a little depth, right? If you say, okay, well, Braxton, it didn't work. Is he serviceable for a swing tackle? We've seen Braxton play better with a healthy Tevin Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
The minute Nate Davis did whatever he did and Tevin had to go to the right, we saw Darnell Wright and Tevin Jenkins look like world beaters, and then we saw the left side look ass.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that could play into it as well. But I'm just saying we definitely do not have to count out what Braxton Jones can offer right now.
So, holding that thought, we have a special guest in the house from It's the Bigs, Mr. Herb Howard. Clap. David, clap.
Brother, good to see you again.
You too, man. I'm going ahead.
What's happening?
Man, you know me, go blue all day, man.
I see.
What is up, sir?
So you don't like the first round pick, huh?
For me.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm just
I bet. You know,
That was complete
you
troll.
know, I love it.
Leveling.
Lovely.
I think that he will be more effective
Then Kevin Warren. I was going to say
Then
Warren.
Kokomet?
I was going to say Warren.
Yeah, I'll speak to that piece first. I'm like, I know that the Bears chose Colston over Tyler because they thought he was a better route runner, a little more athleticism, a little more speed. They felt like once you put him on the field, you got to cover him with a DB, as opposed to Tyler. They felt if you had an athletic enough linebacker, you could cover him with a linebacker.
Okay.
Now, if you got to cover Colston with a DB, now you're a little light in the box. Now we can run the ball on you. But if we too tight, now you're like, well, I mean, maybe we need to go heavy. Now we got a mismatch in the passing game with him and Cole on the field. So they just thought his versatility, his athleticism, his route running ability, his ability to run out the catch was just a little bit more impressive than what they had with Tyler. I know they were really close. I know they had him really, really close on the board. But with both of them being there available, they actually considered like maybe moving back because both of them was there. But they was like, I don't know what's going to be there at 13, 14.
Yeah. So, but
Just take
it
the whole
rumors true to teams calling up to the Bears to try to trade and come up and get Colston Logan? Because I know there was a lot of rumors from a lot of pundits saying that teams were calling up. That's why the reason why the Bears took them right then and there.
I haven't heard that to the point of something like I can confirm that. What I can tell you for sure is that the Bears called up to see about Ashton Genty.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, we knew that.
Okay. Now, that's what a lot of us on the panel, we did not want that.
I didn't want it either.
I wanted Genty. I wouldn't have been mad that we got Genty, but not moving up.
If he slipped a 10, go crazy.
Yeah.
But I wasn't,
You had to
on
give up
board
too
with
much.
end up for him. The price was too high. That's why at the end of the day, they was like, we ain't
So
doing that.
where was he on the board? Because I heard a rumor, and it's always rumor until it's confirmed,
Sure.
that their top two players, 1 and 2, were Travis Hunter and Colston Loveland. That was 1 and 2 on the Bears' top list for the players they thought were the best available. So Genty was on their list. They were willing to give up next year's one, possibly a little bit more.
I ain't gonna lie and tell you, I knew what they was willing to give up. I know what they weren't willing to give up. It just got too high, and it was like, no. As far as Travis, I mean, I imagine they had him as high as everybody else, but I don't think he was ever a realistic thought for them because, he was, 1, 2, 3 maybe, and I just don't think that was ever a realistic thought for them.
Jacksonville made perfect sense to pay the price.
What the Bears, from what I'm hearing, and I like pretty solid sources, they saying they want to go running back, they want to go Ashton Genty. If not, they thought the next best players were actually Will Campbell and Kelvin Banks.
That's exactly where I was gonna go.
Well, Kelvin Banks went right. He went to that.
I felt when Banks went, they were just like, oh my God, what are we gonna do?
And again, it's just for what they thought they might be able to play for. Not to say they thought they was better than, Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, but just what they thought they might be in play for. It was Genty, it was Will Campball, Kelvin Banks. Every projection they did pre-draft, all of their simulations told them that all 3 of those types would be gone. The 2 they love, plus the kid from Missouri.
They went to the Jets.
Yeah. So they all their projections said all 3 of them will be gone in the top 9. And so they were thinking Genty, or can we move up to get them? And then after that, they had the 2 tight ends, and they had them stacked really, really close. But just the more athleticism, the route running separated Colston from Tyler.
Yeah, I feel like, and as far as I hate it when people give comparisons
to
NFL players, I can't stand it. But he was like that very big comparison to Laporta. Like, not, and the way that they played tight end pretty much. And I felt like that was Warren's nowhere near it.
Yeah.
So I felt that's probably another reason why they went.
I feel like that particular comparison or connection was mostly based on Coach Johnson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just too easy. We take the easy thing. You know what I mean? We're gonna compare the white players to the white players and compare the black players to the black players. Like, we make the easy comparison. I think his connection to Coach Johnson, it was a layup. Not to say that they don't have similar game or nothing like that, or they can't produce the same way, but I feel like he's a little more athletic even than he is. I really do. I think Colston is even more athletic, and I think he can do different things. So people was just, it was easy. It was an easy jump.
Take it from a Wolverine played the last 3 years.
And a Wolverine hater as well, so I've watched him a lot
He
too.
is every bit of the truth. One thing I didn't understand when people were talking about Tyler Warren and everybody was on Tyler Warren, bold or whatnot. I said, well, you do know coming into the season, Colston Loveland was a preseason first-team All-American. Michigan quarterback play was the worst and it's been in over its 100 years of existence.
Yeah.
Worse than anything I've ever seen. Even Bears quarterback play.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
But you ain't wrong, though.
It was terrible. The man was playing hurt. The wide receivers weren't good. So he was basically their only receiving option. Hence why you saw him line up all over the field. That's because that's the versatility that he has, that you can put him anywhere on the field. And he still made it work. And not only that, just remember, he missed games too. He was done.
Yeah. And the shoulder.
Yeah, he didn't play.
Yeah, the shoulder injury.
His shoulder injury.
ACG.
He probably missed the last, 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
So Herb, let me ask you this then, because what you just kind of mapped out for us was the big elephant in the room, because when we looked on the draft board, tight end was not on the board.
Mm-hmm.
It was tackle, edge rusher, running back, D tackle. Like we didn't see, like some people even said linebacker before to replace Sanborn before. So are you, we're all okay with the pick.
Sure.
Do you feel that's the best value for that pick, considering what else we needed in the draft?
I thought it made a lot of sense, man. I thought, edge is something they still need, and it's disappointing that they didn't get to address that in the draft. I thought even a little later on in the draft, when you still had Mike Green on the board in day 2, pull that trigger. He doesn't fit the mold for Coach Allen in terms of his DNs. You talk about Odangbo, that taller, longer guy that can move up and down the line. Just make that, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what he's had down in New Orleans and all that. So I didn't think it was a perfect fit, which is why I thought they probably wouldn't do it, but I would have did it in that second round. But as far as what they did in the first round, I thought Coach made a ton of sense, man. You look at, his production, his ability, you giving Coach Johnson another weapon. We talk about his creativity in terms of play calling and play design. Give him another toy to play with. Go ahead. And if he is who y'all think he is, Cole, I rock with Cole, but Cole's going into his last year of guaranteed money. It's his third year. This is guaranteed money. So if Colston pop his first year, Cole, we love you.
Thank you.
Go see what you can get. And then we can find another person to come in and play that second tight end role, but they'll both be on little or no money as you continue to just create cap space. You know what I mean? We saw them extend Joe Tooney, create cap space today. Like, all of that stuff matters. And, like I said, I like Cole, but it's business at the end of the day. And if the business say we can create cap space while not having any fall off in production because this kid's proven he can do what we think he can.
So it's a proven year for both of them then, because now Cole, and not saying that Cole is bad.
No, I like Cole.
Cole is
they didn't use him last year.
But he didn't get used. They used
before
him
he
now.
had 7 touchdowns. Before he had 7 touchdowns, Justin would find him all that kind of stuff.
Good red zone connection.
Yeah, I rock with Cole. I ain't got nothing. I don't have a bad word to say about Cole. But if Cole, maybe a few, you got all the bad words to say.
Yeah, we know Michigan and Notre Dame.
But if Colston come in, by mid-season, he's consistently getting you, 6 catches a game, and you start to feel pretty good about that. You start to see some of his traits, some of his run out the block ability. Can he come down and block in line? He's dealing with the shoulder. He's not going to really get stronger between now and the season. So, that's always going to be an issue. He wasn't asked to do that a lot in Michigan. When he did, he was willing. And that's the first step, right? He's a willing blocker. Now you got to improve by doing it. Being willing and doing it ain't necessarily the same thing. Like you said, they ain't have no receivers though. So you got to split out there. So this blocking DN thing wasn't a regularity for him. And
now he's got to do it now because that's part of the scheme. A lot of the chips
Johnson runs, yeah.
Sure.
I want to talk about running back for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Were we all in on Genty, or were we all in on a running back? Because we didn't pick a running back until the 7th round.
Yeah.
So to me, it looks like we were all in on Genty. And since we missed out on that, we just said, fuck.
Yeah, this is where I was going to ask you too, like with the draft, why I was willing, since I felt we didn't really need a tight end, to move back to possibly get another second or third round pick or something to get another running back. Like I was shocked that we didn't. I mean, obviously, if Chubb does for some odd reason come to the Bears, I'm not gonna be mad at that. I mean, Jesus, but I was shocked.
Ideally, when do you think the Bears are going to get another top 10 pick? Ideally. Right?
I mean, if it's going to happen, I feel like it will be this year. Because they do have, top 3 hardest schedule in the NFL this year. And they got a whole new coaching scheme where you're going to learn. You're going to have its ups and downs. I'm hoping that we don't.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't either, right? Ideally, you don't want to have another top 10 pick for a long time. That being said, while you got one, you want to go get you a difference maker, right? So you could have moved down to 15, 17, whatever, if you wanted to. But is that a absolute difference maker? Is that somebody that's going to impact the game in a way that can sway the scoreboard? Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, I think they took advantage of the opportunity that they had. They let the board fall to them. I thought they were extremely disciplined in their approach. I know they wanted to do some other things, but when those opportunities didn't present themselves, they didn't overreact to it. You know what I mean? Were they all in on Genty? Clearly not. If they was all in, they'd have pushed all their chips to the table. Yeah. All in is all in.
They were all in if he was there at 10.
Yeah, all in is all in. They would have been in if the price was different. Yeah. They checked. But all in ain't all my chips. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. So they wasn't all in on him. And I felt the same way once Juckins and Henderson came around. I think they wanted them. They wanted them. Specifically, they wanted Henderson. They loved him. They love what he brings in terms of his physicality, but also he got some home run speed to him too. It happened right in front of their face, 37-38, and then it happened.
Let me ask you this, because like I said, we've been hearing about the trading.
Yeah.
Moving away. Got my smooth voice on. I just got married.
Congrats, I'm seeing the bling. I can't really see you. If I'm keeping the bin, I can't really see you over here.
Right, man.
When the light hit the ice, it twinkle and glisten. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. So there was a lot of talk about Trey Henderson. I heard the bit really on him.
They like
I think
him.
that was part of the process or part of the statement that Brian Post was saying about, there were some players that didn't want it, just didn't fall their way.
Yeah.
What do you think was odds of the Bears possibly picking up Trey Henderson right there, 39, Luke DeBerg at
41.
And you think they would have did it?
I think so. Yeah, I think if Lou was there at 41, they would have definitely drafted him. They were surprised a little bit that he was there at 39. He was far and away the highest player on their board at 39.
Green Bay.
Yeah,
Right.
like he was far and away the highest player on their board at 39, and that, as much as anything, is why they took him. Like I was saying, they were staying true to the board, just being disciplined. Let the board dictate what you're doing. You ain't at the point where, I gotta have this position, I gotta have that. That's for teams that's finna compete for the Super Bowl in 25. I don't think their window opens until 26, right? Legitimately.
That's interesting.
You said Bears?
Yeah, I think their Super Bowl window can legitimately open in 26. All this shit that they've done this year got to pan out. But if it does, their window can open in 26. I don't think it's open in 25. And so at this point, just keep bringing in ballers. Just keep bringing in dudes that can play. And you look at Luther Burden's tape, he can play, man. He can play.
The kid is cold.
So if you got him this high on the board and then the next dude is down here, draft him. I don't care that you invested, in that position already. I don't care that you brought in Duvernay and you brought in Alameda. Like, that's cool. Shout out to them. Now let's go compete. Tyler Scott, what's up? You want to make this team or you don't? You know what I mean?
Right. I'm gonna give a different approach because I'm more of the cynic.
Mm-hmm.
And when I
Yeah, who would have guessed that one? Nobody would have guessed that one.
But when I look at needs versus production versus tendencies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going straight algebra on you.
Yeah, tendencies is tough. You got a new staff.
You got new staff, right? But when you're trying to kind of complement what a Ben Johnson's team did best,
sure.
We know that everybody thinks that Ben Johnson just throws the ball all over the field. Ben Johnson has one of the most balanced offense approaches, which I love. I think it was something like 53, 47.
Get up the center, man. Let's do it. Play action game.
Yeah. Which is why I love the Burden pick. I didn't like the Colston pick. I would have liked an Amarion Hampton, and I tell you why. He gives me the Matt Forte vibes.
At what pick?
Well, if you had we were talking about trading back.
Okay.
We were talking about trading back to get some extra assets, right?
Sure.
If we could have got him a little later, picked up another lineman or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I say that is because I've already seen what Ben Johnson does with DeAndre Swift. He trades, he gets rid of him. And I don't want to go into this season putting all my chips in on DeAndre Swift again.
Okay.
And although DeAndre Swift is not terrible, do you think he's our long-term answer running back? And that is not a rhetorical question.
I don't believe in long-term answers at running back. I'm not trying to duck your question. I swear to God.
Okay.
But I don't believe in long-term answers at running back unless your name is Saquon. Like, if you're not King Henry, those types of backs, the Adrian Petersons, the Barry Sanders, other than that, I can find somebody to give me 1,000. We play 17 games. You can't give me 1,000?
Yeah. He didn't.
I mean, we didn't have an offense.
For real.
I mean,
I'm just
saying.
So
no.
He did
because everybody like gives Caleb, that line in front of him was terrible. The coaching was terrible. Nobody gives that to Dre though. Yeah. Nobody says DeAndre Swift ran behind that same weak ass line. They like he played in front of a different line, behind a different line than Caleb played in front of. So if Caleb got to play behind that and they could take 68 sacks, Dre had to run behind that too. And they talk about, he don't hit the hole. Cool, no problem. He like to bounce stuff, sure. But also, there's a cumulative effect to the whole consistently not being there. Like you hit a play behind you like these niggas. I mean, my bad, they ain't finna block this. You know what I mean? Like
that's here. Like,
yeah, that's real.
like, I'm about to get killed. I get it.
Yeah.
That's real. So,
And when you're not a bruiser running back like Swift is,
but
you're not going to
in
benefit from that.
fairness, when he was with one of the top 3 offensive
he
lines,
got busy in Philly. Don't do that.
he got a $156.
He got busy in Philly.
1,056.
He got
That ain't that
busy in
impressive.
Philly.
Is that really getting busy?
That's getting
1,056 yards.
That's 1,000 yards.
You got a K. What you want from me? They got
See what
receivers.
Saquon
They
did
got
behind that
receivers.
line.
They got receivers. They got a quarterback that can run. They got all this stuff. Like I ain't. You gonna compare them to Saquon?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no comparison
Shut
to
up.
Saquon.
Absolutely not comparing them. I'm just saying.
Definitely special.
So all I'm saying,
I would have expected him to get more behind a greater line.
with adequate blocking, with that the offense had a lot more weapons and a better play call and better everything. I'm saying you give him adequate.
You
blocking.
speaking the circumstance.
Of course, everything is circumstantial.
So now he got to show up or get out.
100%.
And I need his
But you also
replacement.
brought Airbnb in.
Yeah.
That got to count too.
That's my guy.
That got to count too. And so Airbnb coming in like, hey man, this is the standard.
He
Meet
ain't
it
going to take that beyond.
or
Meet it.
that's it.
Like
I
you also did everything possible to help Swift move along this season by going out and getting, in my opinion, the best guard and center that you possibly can in free agency. I know
Okay.
one of them was a trade, but I mean, regardless,
they could
you
do.
got the best availables in those positions. So I mean, that should easily
And head
help
coach
Swift.
and play call. They got the best they could do
Yeah.
at every point. Most of that was done for Caleb, but absolutely DeAndre Swift will benefit from having that around. I'm not as down on DeAndre Swift as a lot of people. Let me just be honest.
I never had an issue with
I
Swift.
I
so.
like the way he runs the rock. I think he runs it with more physicality than people give him credit for. Like only thing I've ever said to him, like, hey, you gotta stop this jumping, bro. Like, stay on your feet. Like, you be cool. Right after they was in London, I think pretty sure they was in London when Saquon jumped backwards over Buddy.
Oh, my
Yeah. Come on now.
And right after the Bears, I went to locker. I said, hey, yo.
That was the most ridiculous thing I ever saw right there, man.
Because DeAndre had a good jump over somebody. Like, he jumped over somebody, landed on his feet, and sprinted for like another 5-10 yards, whatever. Early before that. So I was like, Dre, look. Until today, you had like the best jump I've seen so far this season. But did you see what Saquon did? Bro? He was like, nah, I ain't seen it. I said, you ain't seen it.
You will.
Probably the best jump. That's the best jump I've ever seen.
I said, you bugging. Now I walked away. No, I seen it.
Okay.
I bet you did see it because somebody showed it to you as soon as you got off the field. Like this was insane, backwards, crazy. So he's not that caliber, but it's 2-3 backs in the league that can do that in any given time, in any era.
You have
right?
faith in Swift.
I like DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
And
Especially with the
the move that he did to even have the nerve to do it in an NFL game.
It was so instinctive.
I mean,
That's
like,
where I was going.
it was like some Matrix
you were
type
gonna do
stuff.
that.
Like,
Yeah. There's
no one
it looked like he wanted to do like his little spin move, his patented. It looked like he wanted to do his patented spin move, and then all of a sudden just jumped.
No, wait, hold on. Now
move that number 1 pick. But anyway,
what for Saquon? No,
not just for Saquon. Just move it, and then you can sign Saquon, and you can. Let me not.
Well,
hey,
No, because you
Hey,
lost them, but I appreciate
hey,
it.
we not gonna go back in the past and have dreams of
We always wanted
Saquon and
Saquon.
Justin Fields in the same backfield.
What? Read option go crazy. What you gonna do? How you gonna crash down?
Yeah.
You'd have to
Take one.
full out blitz
But
that
anyway,
thing, man.
Do you?
Um,
Do you? Do you?
that's very much true. So with the Tues extension, I know you're more plugged in. What is it looking like with this Trey Hendricks situation out there in Cincy? I mean, there's a lot of talk where I know people in Chicago are, us, we get a little excited because there's moves that's being made, and there's a chance that we could sit up there and get this pass rusher. And I don't know, since they really didn't address the pass rusher situation in the draft, is this something that they're looking at? I mean, they did give him that money.
You can't hear it on our end on that.
I'm never gonna cap to you, bro. I do get a little bit more access, but I don't have nothing to give you solid on that.
What do you think they should make a move for?
I think when you start talking about $200 million in one position,
Especially when you already have Montez with over 100.
That's what I
in
mean.
one Position. That's what I
mean. So if Montez make 100,
Yeah.
you're gonna get Trey 100. Jalen damn near 100.
You just
DJ
gave
100.
Kyler. Yeah, you just gave Kyler that money too. Like, I mean, I don't see it happening.
Well, actually, tell you the truth, we seen them spend more money than they ever have, and I'm wondering
Don't say what I'm
why.
about to say.
But
Just
I
leave it
don't
alone.
know.
What about
God rest
I'm not.
We
Yeah,
ain't gonna
yeah.
talk
We're
about
not gonna talk about it.
We not
God
gonna
rest her
talk
soul,
about
love.
it.
Love. She was
Mhm.
But does that make fundamental sense for what they're trying to do right now, considering they do have a bunch of unproven?
It's always a good
rushers?
idea. It's always a good idea to bring in a proven pass rusher.
Not
right?
saying he wouldn't, but
Always
that means a couple people got to go.
no, nobody.
No.
If
Not
Trey
for
is
this
for
1
200,
year. Nobody
I
else
think he
thinks
might be
this
for
year.
100. I'm saying he 100. When I said 200, I mean he 100.
And then Montez.
And
Montez,
Montez
okay, well,
is
so let's say he's 100, Montez is 100.
You can
Who
sit up there.
gotta go?
You got to move around.
Well, you
All
just
other
gave
dudes
Dale
don't
15 a year.
You can give him that. You ain't gonna cut him because you signed Trey, like
But I'm saying, why give him 15 and then sign Trey?
because he's still available.
Yeah.
You ain't because you're not a psychic. That's right.
I mean, if you sit up there, you go into the off season, you didn't get nobody in the draft really at the pass rusher position. You didn't sign nobody in free agency, and let's just say Trey Henderson in Cincinnati figures everything out. Now you stuck.
I will say this. I think that you look at O'Dangbo and you look at the hurries and the pressures. Can he turn those hurries and pressures
Into sacks or hits?
Can he finish those things? And is he more able to finish those things because he opposite Montez, because you got Grady Jarrett in the middle, because maybe Javon takes that next step, because Big Bill is Big Bill. Like, can you start to shorten that corner for Dio? And it's like, okay, well now he can turn those. What do you have, like 44 pressures, something like that?
He led the.
Can you turn those into 9 sacks? You know what I mean? So that type of situation. Can you take 44 of those pressures and turn them into 9
he
sacks?
never really had any help next to him.
Yeah, no, he hasn't. I think that helps. I also look at Austin Booker.
Yeah,
Well,
right?
I was looking for Booker to because that's still a project for me that I don't want to give up on yet.
Nah,
And I was looking because of Dennis Allen.
true.
Do you bring in Von Miller for a veteran?
I wouldn't do that.
No,
I ain't
not
gonna lie to
Von.
you. I wouldn't do
No,
that.
Von. I would go with Clowney more than I would.
I would never go with Clowney over Von Miller.
I don't think he's a better player. Obviously, I'm the Von Miller going to
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, but I think you talk about throwing money at a guy for 1 year when you just he don't open your Super Bowl window.
Well, for me, it's more about bringing this veteran to show us how it's really.
Yeah,
But he's a lot older.
Yeah.
I think they've
I
done.
mean,
think they've done
Clowney's
something.
older.
Yeah, they did. They
Wow.
did address a decent amount of those.
Grady Jarrett brings in that mentality to the defensive line.
Oh yeah, but you know when you bring in Grady Jarrett, though, Grady Jarrett is not coming in here just to mentor. He's coming in here to produce.
Yeah, well, that's what I want from anybody to
You
come
know,
here. Von,
but
Trey.
Von, I want Von to produce, but I also want. See, I'm like this. If you bring in a Von Miller here, you're bringing in veteran leadership, stability at the position, basically another coach, but on the field, and you bringing in winning. We don't know how to win. We haven't won here in 30 years. Well, no, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
40-some years. You
But
know,
the thing about Von, he's also coming off.
and he's a veteran. He's a vet minimum.
But he had a very serious injury.
Yeah, but he's
And then,
also.
and then you
saying
kind of
he's
think
just
about
that
it,
veteran,
a
yeah.
dude like Clowney, because what was the one thing that killed the Bears last year? The rush, right?
Sideline.
Yeah, well, he's sideline rushing. And Clowney is a better defender on the rush than he is as far as.
Well, that's the thing. You're not bringing in Von Miller to say, "Hey, give me 50 snaps in the game."
So what happens to your project development in Austin Booker?
I think
He gets
can
no
learn.
snaps.
He can learn from.
Well,
He gets no
but would
snaps.
you say no snaps? Because Von Miller ain't giving you every snap.
No,
He's
but you
not-
still
I
got. But the
would
thing
think
is,
But I
you
mean,
got-
it is
Daniel-
losing more snaps
He's
because it's a rotation.
Well, Austin will play behind Sweat to me because you would have Deo and Sweat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have one.
Montez needs to stay on the field. He needs to.
Oh,
play.
100%. Yeah.
He needs to play.
But you know he's not.
I don't know that. And that's a problem if he doesn't. I know he was hurt last year. I give
Yeah,
him
he
a
had
pass.
that
for that,
nagging
no problem.
foot
I think he's
injury.
gonna have a big bounce back here. I really do. I like Montez's game.
I
Sure.
would say everybody
But I'm
has to take a
saying-
break.
I'm saying if he's 65 to 75% of your snaps, O'Dangbo is on the field for first and second down, and then he kicks inside on third down, and then you bring Von in.
You
When
take
are you
Billings-
ever
take Billings
bringing?
off.
I take Billings off for obvious pass situations. Love Billings, but obvious pass situations. Let the big fella sit down. Let Grady Jarrett and
Stay at the three,
Odangbo
Odangbo
rush.
goes close.
Now Javon gonna be in the rotation, all that.
Javon might play some in as well.
Cool. I'm asking you when Austin Booker gonna touch the field.
Situationally at this point, but
You spent the 2025 fourth on him, essentially.
he got to play.
Essentially, he's for the 2025 fourth on him. Now he came out in 24. A lot of people said if he stayed one more year, he could be a second round, maybe even a first round pick, right? With his talent. Cool. You spent the fourth round 2025 on him. Cool. And then he had essentially a red shirt year.
He had a redshirt year.
Now, if you're gonna have a developmental year, would you rather do that at Kansas or would you rather do that in the league at Chicago?
In the league, of course.
Of course. So he did it in the right place. He had a red shirt year with the Bears already in the league, getting the weight program, getting professional habits, all that. I'm expecting him to really contribute.
So if
I
he
ain't
takes
saying-
that next step, then
I
we're
ain't
all
saying
good.
double-digit Mark Anderson style, but can he come in and get you 5 or 6 of them? I think he can.
Just
That's
quarterback
all I-
pressures is all I ask too.
Well, the
Make your
thing
quarterback
is
just
this,
like-
like we said up there said, if you put him in situational positions, then he's not gonna really get a chance to grow like that.
Mm.
Because if you put him in there just on
Obvious
specifically on
passing
third
down.
down, yeah,
Well, I mean, but
like he's not gonna.
That's his role right
That's his
Yeah.
role right now.
Yeah,
He's
but
at
I
third
would
and
still
10
want to
years
try
back
to get him in, you know what I'm saying, with some serious like time, like, you know what I'm saying, get him in a couple first or second downs,
Yeah.
But if you're just sitting up there saying, okay,
You
this is
need
what we're
7,
gonna
8,
do
9
offense.
guys anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said I'm envisioning, not saying that Dennis Allen normally runs this, but I was envisioning something because of the pieces they have, something like the old Giants NASCAR package. Where
Sure.
you're constantly circling in, keeping guys fresh. And they had about 8, 9 different people that was just
Goons, though.
goons. I was envisioning something like that. But if you're saying that hampers him, I can definitely see where you're going with that because Austin Booker is more of the future, right? We hope.
You hope. And you got to find that out.
And you have to find it out. The only way of doing that is playing. We know Billings and Grady Jarrett are going to play forever. Does Odangbo give you anything at the tackle position?
If they choose to go Trey Hendrickson, then
that just kicks everybody.
Yeah, everyone's
a
gone.
spot back.
then Austin's got to figure it out. And when he get his 25, 30%, he got to go. But if they bring in Vaughn, I don't know. I don't see Vaughn getting more than the 5 or 6 that I hope Austin could get.
Okay.
At this point,
Well, you know what?
with his role.
We've talked about that. I know a lot of people in the chat, they want to hear
What's up? What you got?
your opinion
Ah,
on the schedule. Wins and losses. We
Oh,
know the
we talked
schedule
about
now.
Caleb yet, though.
We know the time.
hey, I mean,
Everybody
we
wants
get
to hear
into
about
whatever
these
y'all wanna get
wins and
into.
losses.
I won't bury the lead. 9-8. I think it's 9-8.
Okay, it's up. I don't know if you can see this.
I know. I leave it there. Leave it there. 'Cause we can go through it. I think it's going to be a uniquely home and road schedule for them, just in terms of where they find their wins and where they take their L's at. You look at that opener against a good Minnesota team, but this is kid first game.
And
This
it's
is
against
kid.
his hometown.
He in the
team.
crib. He at the crib. It's hometown. It's prime time. You at home. You got to be able to.
You got a
Take it.
former Viking in the background. So.
Talking about Vikings, we got a Viking in the back.
Brandon Evans, everybody.
That's my dude. You got to be able to take advantage of that kid in his first game. You just got to. So maybe you trick him a couple times, pick the ball up a couple times. They should win that game at home. Then you go on the road to
Okay,
Detroit.
so you got the win in that
I
game.
got to win and open.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
all.
no, 1-0.
Monday
Monday
night,
night.
Monday night, 1-0 against the
Monday
Vikings.
night football.
They go to Detroit. It's Ben Johnson return, yada 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 yada. Cool. I know that Lions team has lost a lot just in terms of the coaching staff and all that. I think they got a better roster, and I believe that the head coach is still the engine of that team.
Mhm.
All due respect to Aaron Glenn, all due respect to Ben Johnson. I think Dan Campbell's the engine of what they were doing. He set
I
the
agree
tone,
with
the
that too.
identity for who they are.
Mhm.
The way they play with such audacity, I'll say, right? Gall, that's a reflection of the head coach. That's not the DC or the OC. All due respect to them. I think they're both going to do well in their respective new homes. But I still think the mentality of that team will be the same. I think that's going to be a tough place for the Bears to go and win in week 2 of their development. So I got them at 1-1 after that.
1-1. All right, then we got Dallas at home.
This is going to be the
That one
theme of the Bears season. The theme of the Bears season is you go on the road against a tough opponent and maybe you don't win, but you damn sure better come back home and get right. You better come back home and get right. So I think they can.
officially leave the schedule up?
I think they can come back home and get right
He keep
against
taking it down.
Dallas. Right? You come back home, you get right against Dallas. I like Dallas. I mean, they bring in George Pickens. They're gonna have a two receivers, all that. I like that. All that's cool. But if you are who you think you are, take care of business at home and be the decent team. This ain't a great team. They're a decent team. They come to your crib, handle business. 2-1.
2-1.
Go on the road to Vegas.
Hey, I'm there.
We outside.
We outside.
Woo, we outside.
We outside.
Last time they went to Vegas, it was the game Sunday. It was the fight. It was Wilder.
Oh yeah.
And,
Wilder and the big.
Yeah.
Klitschko or something like that.
No, not Klitschko. What's the big dude name?
Tyson Fury?
Yeah,
Fury. It was the Fury Wilder fight. That last time we went there,
to me.
it was cracking. Went to the fight that Saturday night. Went to the game. It was busting. So
Bumps and the bumps 3.
Hey, go out there and handle business, man. The Bears got the better roster. They got a couple of nice players. They got Gentry. They got the tight end. That's cool. Respect to Bowers and all that. But Geno Smith has, he on his resurrection of his career. Cool. The Bears got the better roster. Go out there and beat them boys. We know you talking about how many Chicago people going to be out there. We'll take over the stadium.
Man,
Let's just keep it a game. Like, if the Bears come out and play good early in that game, take over the stadium. That Let's Go Bears reverberate all through that stadium. Like
Atlanta.
We let them know. We will take that over. So
no concern of Pete Carroll?
Sure. Veteran coach, know what they're doing. Very good coach. Concern. Hey, any given Sunday, I ain't saying this. The Bears ain't good enough for me to sit here and say they got a cakewalk on nobody.
No, absolutely.
Geno Smith, yeah.
I definitely agree with that. The Bears are not a for sure thing against anybody.
No, they got to show up. They got to show up. But I do think they win. I think they come home 3-1 heading into that bye.
Okay.
It's an earlier battle than I would like.
Oh, tell me about it.
But maybe for a young team, it might help them just relax, regroup, self-scout, whatever. And they come out of that with that exercise the demons game. That's what I've been calling it. Exercise them demons out in D.C., man. It's crap. Orlando, Maryland, wherever you want to say they play the game, man. You got to go to D.C. and exercise them demons, man.
Yes, sir. Ain't no Hail Mary this time.
And I don't think they will.
I think they lose.
I do too. I'm going to keep it a bean. I don't think they do.
You think they're going to lose?
I love them adding Laramie Tunsil. I still think he's one of the better tackles in the game. I think bringing in Debo makes their offense a little bit more versatile.
I think Debo cares more about his wardrobe nowadays than he do about playing.
His wardrobe is strange. But I think he's going to have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder with 49ers giving up on him, and he just wanted to extend his career as a contract year. I think they can use him as a piece that allows you to create mismatches. I remember sitting in that press box last year at Washington, and Washington had the ball. They broke the huddle, and as soon as they landed, I said, I can't remember if it was Fishbane or if it was Moriano that was next to me, but I was like, hey, yo, this is a problem. Tyreek is one-on-one with Scary Terry. Snap the ball, left sideline.
See you.
Deep ball. He don't like. I like Rick. I really do. As a player and as a young dude. But he's more suited to guard, bigger receivers that he can get physical with, he can get his hands on. Those quick twitch dudes, that ain't ideal for him. It's just
leave that to Kyler.
Yeah, exactly. That's not ideal for him. But if I got Debo, I can kind of dictate how this goes. So I can put him in motion. I can put him in the backfield. I can put him out wide. I can kind of change what you're trying to do to me. You know what I mean? Because I got this little chess piece that I can move around like that. And I can try to scheme. They seen the tape. They know Reed can't guard Terry McLaurin. Again, I rock with Reed. He can't guard that boy one-on-one.
Yeah, but the thing is, also, it's not cover 2 no more. It's Dennis Allen.
Right.
And
so even if
I don't have to worry about him because Scary Terry gonna have to deal with JJ.
No matter what I do with
wherever he go.
Dennis Allen's run his like that.
I will let JJ.
I can't wait to see that. I want Jalen to travel with everybody.
Travel with him.
Absolutely.
Wherever he do.
And we're gonna find out a lot on that. We're gonna find out a lot on that week 1. 1 second. We're gonna find out a lot on that week 1 because he put him on Jet all night, week 1 on Monday Night Football. We're gonna find out.
And that's
now,
not
if Jalen get that boy and hold him to under 60 yards, no touchdowns, it's gone for the season. He's gonna lock up everybody.
And then you did just pay Kyler that money too.
So what's our record
floating all over.
Right now,
I think he had 3 and
I got 3 and 2. I got 3 and 2 right now.
3 and 2.
Yeah, I got him at 3 and 2 right now. Who next?
We got New Orleans. You heard me?
What I said was the thing. You go on the road with a tough loss, you better come back and get it right.
So that's a good
come back and get right. They better come back
Derek
and get
Carr.
Right. Smoke them boys.
Yeah, Tired Derek Carr.
Smoke them. I'm talking about 17 at least. Smoke them. At least by 17. Just smoke them. Because we started out 3-1. That wasn't no fluke. We won on the road. Lost a tough game. It was the Jaden, Caleb, all that. Cool. But don't think we down here with y'all. Smoke them boys. Come back home and beat them 31-14.
So now we 4-2. Going to Baltimore.
Over with. We ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nothing come next.
We ain't got nothing to do with that. L.
Yeah.
They too good on defense. They too good on offense. You talk about the front they got. You talk about Roquan and them at the second level. You talk about Cal Hamilton and them, Marlon Humphrey and them. They just got the shorty out of Georgia. He finna ball too.
Yes.
Like Malachi, whatever. Like
Stacked.
I don't want nothing to do with it. L.
Okay.
What the 4-3?
4-3.
Yeah.
Cincy.
Tough. The Bears could go win that game.
I mean, I'll put it to you like this. There's going to have to be a game that they're not favored to win.
Higgins, Eifert, Chase.
That they're going to have to win. It's just that simple.
The Bears could win that game if the defense takes over. If the defense say, hey, we're going to step up to this challenge. We're going to deal with Joe Burrow, and we're going to deal with both of these 1-1 receivers they got. I don't think they will. I think they lose a tough one. 4-4.
I got them winning Cincy.
You got the win?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. Because Cincy, to me,
I'm
still don't have no. They still suck.
Their defense is tough.
Even without Trey Hendrickson, their defense was still solid. Like, it's not like he doesn't run the engine, but their secondary is solid.
That's the shootout game.
You think so?
That's the shootout game. I think Joe Burrow can get
36
35, 31.
I could see that.
Let's see.
34, 31, whatever.
Then we got New York.
What's the thing? Lose one tough on the road, you got to come home and get right on the Giants. Handle business. I think that game's gonna be closer than people think.
Do they have a better roster?
Do they have a team?
Well, the Giants.
They have a wide receiver. They got a wide receiver.
Time out.
Come on,
Time out.
I'm not going to say that.
That defensive
They
front
do got a good defense.
is
No
as
joke.
scary as anyone in the league.
They did.
You talk
They
about
fixed that.
Kavion Thibodeau, they
Yes.
got Abdul Carter,
Yeah.
they got Brian
Brian
Burns,
Burns
they got
from
Dexter
Carolina.
Lawrence in the middle.
Yes.
That thing is a nightmare.
So
Like,
they-
let's straight up. Like, I know they got
Man
an offense,
rush.
whatever. Malik Neighbors is a problem. So they're gonna be nasty for a while. But I think you put Jalen on him. We ain't super worried about that. I don't know if it's gonna be Russell or if it's gonna be Shorty from Ole Miss at that point. But either way, that defensive line is gonna be this offensive line we'll be talking about.
Yes.
How fast can they come together? How quickly can they gel? Because that is going to be as big a challenge as a defensive front they're gonna face all year long.
Probably next to Baltimore.
Dexter
right?
Lawrence is
Sleep
Nah,
on the
their line is better than
They
Baltimore.
still don't.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
gonna
not
be
a
a.
fan of
That's gonna be like a
Baltimore. I like
3-2 win.
Baltimore's defensive line, but the thing about Baltimore's defensive line they don't have, which came back and bit them in the ass when they played Buffalo, was they still don't have those edge rushers
Those
that can
closers.
get
Finish the
to
game.
them. Yeah, they don't have it. I mean, I thought it was genius for Baltimore to take a risk on what's his name, Green from Marshall.
Yeah.
Hey, I would have did the same thing about Baltimore.
I think Abdul Carter is everything that people think he is. I think he's legit next Michael Parsons activity. You put him on the same edge front with Brian Burns and like maybe you kick Kavion on the inside with Dexter and them like
Let
hey,
them two run
you
outside.
have a problem on your
Brian
hands.
Burns is a
I'm
problem.
telling you. Yeah, he's a
He's a
problem.
problem in Carolina.
Like,
He's a problem.
hey,
Well, I still got us get.
I gotta win the game.
No, I got us winning, but
That's got to be
Let's
a,
win the game.
yeah,
But
that's got to be a lot of Ben Johnson 1-2 step.
that's gonna be a Coach Hightower game.
Yeah.
He got to find a way to dominate the special
So
teams.
it's not going to be a cakewalk.
Hell no. You're going to need some players from the kicking game. And I think Coach Hightower is ready for it. He'll find a way to create some explosives or do something. But if the special teams don't show up, that game can be a lot closer than we want. I think it's going to be close either way, but I think special teams could give us the edge. I think the Bears win that game. And what's that, 5-4?
5-4.
5-4, and then we at Minnesota.
L's up for them headers.
Hey man, look here. Until Minnesota showed me that they got the. Hey, look, we already know about Flores as far as the defensive guy. We know what he's going to bring.
He got 7 games since he's been at DC. He gave up 30 points.
Oh, we already know who they too. 6 on one to who?
4 of them. Went
4 of them. I thought it was 6.
You trying to get them all?
Hey, man, look here, bear now.
Give him the bonus. Nah, that's the problem. I just think that at that point, McCarthy will develop a little bit. He'll have a better relationship with Coach O'Connell, and I think that as they kind of just go through we'll start to see that progression that we saw from Sam Darnold that we had never seen before. So I think, and that's just a tough place to play.
I hate that.
I tell Bears fans all the time, man. Like I know, like every year, if you're gonna go to a road game, go to that one. Like I know they play Vegas. I know they go to San Francisco, Philly, Baltimore. I'm excited about all that. But my favorite stadium in the league is US Bank in Minnesota.
Hey,
that thing is cracking.
Well, we'll talk about our stadium a little while.
In Vegas. Shorter distance for sure.
We using a prototype.
that thing is cracking, man.
Yeah.
It's so loud, the acoustics, the sight lines. Also, they do the skull, the drum.
Yeah, you got the big fat white dude out there with the beard and stuff.
It'd be lit, man. That's a tough place to play. I think they win that one. I think Minnesota get that one.
Pittsburgh next.
5-5. Stick with the thing.
And we got Penn at home. Who's their quarterback? Yeah.
Well,
you assuming it's A-Rod?
If it's Mason Rudolph, we win. If it's Aaron Rodgers, we lose.
You sure about that?
I think it might. If it ain't A-Rod, I think it might be.
If it is A-Ron, I think we still going.
A-Ron.
Will Howard doesn't scare me.
It's trash.
It don't scare me neither. I'm just saying, if it ain't A-Rod, I think it might be.
If it's Will Howard or Mason Rudolph, we win.
I agree with you that the Bears.
I think he has better.
But if it's A-Ron,
it's still his house. He might be coming home.
He's still
check on the
here.
dogs.
And he can collect rent. He's still on us.
That's still his crib.
Hey, guess what?
And it's still Mike Tomlin.
Hey, guess what? I don't care if it is A-Ron. He ain't getting paid that week. No rent that month. Sorry.
Oh my.
Sorry. I look. A-Ron
I've been
has
doubting
gone
Aaron
and slowed
Rodgers for a
down.
long
Hey,
time.
we
He's
talked
gonna
that
be-
last time, Fallon.
Yeah,
What did
yeah.
he do? Told us he's still on us after having.
Well, I
such
mean,
a season.
you know something. Guess what happens when you got bad coaching, man?
Yeah. Well,
Guess what happens? Let's
go
not go
Hey.
down that memory lane that we're
He
gonna
was
lost
beating us when we
13
had good
games.
coaching, so.
Let's not go down the memory lane that we're gonna lost 13 games by one score or less the last 2 years.
Woo. Well,
That's
another
tough.
guy would still be
Yeah.
here.
I got them in the dub.
Yeah, I got them
in the dub, but it's gonna be tough.
Now we
Can I
going.
call a push on that one? Because again, it still matters about who the quarterback is. It really
Who they running back?
They got drafted a rookie.
They did.
Once again, who's they running back?
Yeah.
Because until a rookie show
Don't
me
even know his
anything, who's
name,
they running
so I
back?
know.
No, they literally drafted a rookie.
Yeah, I know they did. But until then, who's they running back?
tell you-
Iowa, right? Then they drafted the guy from Iowa.
They got Caleb Johnson.
Caleb Johnson. I thought they drafted Caleb
Okay,
Johnson.
so
Come on,
once
we know
again, who they running back?
Najee is gone.
I can tell you who they edge
His
rusher.
point is they don't have a name.
Yeah. You can tell me who they
I can
are.
tell you who the edge rusher is.
Can you tell me?
J.J. Watt,
Can you tell me?
Tim Howard.
Can you tell me on their offensive line?
No. James Daniels.
Is he still there? 'Cause I think he was.
I thought you
he
lied.
left.
Yeah, I thought Daniels left.
All right, next, the most ignorant place to go to.
So we got 6-5.
Yeah, we 65. One of the most ignorant places to go to because their fans are ignorant.
Philly.
Philly.
Lost.
No,
Philly.
Packers are
They
just-
throwing batteries.
They do have
Yeah.
good cheesecakes.
Hey, they booed.
I'll give you that.
Man, they tried to mess up Santa Claus, man.
I ain't gonna spend too much time on it. That's a Super Bowl champ. The Bears ain't beating them.
No.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Back
Bears
in
ain't
500.
beating them. They got the best O line, best D line. They got 2 crazy wide receivers. They got the best running back. I ain't got time for it. The Bears not beating them.
One of the best quarterbacks is.
I don't say one of the best quarterbacks. I like
You gotta
Jay.
give
He
it to him.
just
He's a very good quarterback. He's a Super Bowl quarterback.
I'm not on that. No. He's not one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
He's
Nobody,
a good
you
quarterback.
would not write out your list of top 5 quarterbacks and put Jalen.
Oh, no. We ain't saying he was elite.
He wasn't one of the best. It's only 32 teams.
Okay,
I give him the top 10.
He's
He's
top
gonna be
10.
top 10. Yeah, he's a top.
8, 9, or 10.
Is he 10?
I'd give him.
9, or 10.
I'd give him.
8, 9, or 10.
Yeah.
I'd put him in.
2 Super Bowls in the
That's-
last 3 years.
That's 1/3 of the league. Like,
Better than we've ever had.
No, have we ever even cracked top 25?
what I'm saying is, elite can't be 33%. It
Oh,
gotta be
no. I said he's not. I said he's not elite. I said he's
I
good.
said he's one of the best.
That don't mean elite.
Well,
Elite will probably be like top 5.
Oh, okay.
I would
All right,
say that.
either way. I'm stubborn about that
He's a good
because
quarterback.
I'm stubborn about that because of my take on what the Bears should have done at quarterback last year. You don't need the elite quarterback. Josh Allen is elite. He won a Super Bowl.
I agree.
absolutely not.
You know what I mean? People say Justin Herbert better than Justin Fields, and that's wonderful. He won a Super Bowl. People say he's better than Jalen Hurts.
One playoff
That's
win,
cool.
right?
He
If he
won.
got that, do we got a playoff win?
Come on now.
He's got that loss. Remember that Jacksonville comeback loss was
I'm
against
just-
them.
I'm just
Yep.
giving the buck. Build a football team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Build a football team.
Agreed.
He don't take the elite.
Man.
He beat the best quarterback of his generation in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Smoked him.
You could even look at the Niners in
Smoked
that one
them.
too.
Wasn't
You
even
could look at the
close.
Niners with Brock Purdy.
Went to the Super Bowl every week in the playoffs. He was throwing 175 yards. I don't care. Build the team.
Yep.
There you
That's
go.
what the
Build a
Niners did
team.
with Brock
Yeah.
Purdy, and they had two.
And
They
that-
went to two
Hey,
Super Bowls.
I'm still on the record. If it wasn't for Saquon, they probably don't even make the playoffs last year.
But they had Saquon, and the Bears could have happened too.
No. Well, I heard we tried.
You could.
I heard. Hold on now. Hold on.
Yeah.
I heard we tried. I heard we was up there. Everybody was talking about that he was gonna come to us. Hell, I think even his agent or somebody said he was gonna come to us, but what you call it up there more. And they had better weapons. They had better offensive
And then
line.
Eberflus might still be here too.
All right, so
6-6.
yeah, we something like that now. Right now, then next we at that stinking place that we hate
Cheeseville.
at Green Bay with turnover love, baby.
I'm so glad the rivalry is back on for 2 more games.
Ooh,
Just for 2 more games.
We got to show it.
Well, at least 2 games is
Sure.
back on. If they split this year, it can go into next year.
Yeah, I'm-
If the Bears sweep, it's still the rivalry.
Because we're
If
still
the
trapped.
Packers sweep,
We're right
it's
back to
back
where we
to But I love that it's back on. Caleb undefeated at Lambeau.
He sure is.
I'm cool with all that.
I am a
love, I
visionary.
love the back and forth right now between Coach Johnson and Coach
LaFleur doesn't like
LaFleur.
him.
I'm revolutionary.
Yeah, I'm with all that. L.
I can't go. I can't go.
I got the L
I'm
in
with
Green
you,
Bay too. I'm with you.
Wait,
Herb.
time out. Y'all won
You
one
beat 'em,
game.
you
with a
beat- yeah.
50-yard
That's
kick. Now y'all-
exactly where
we
I'm
gonna lose
going.
it.
This
Like,
is a
they got
revenge.
bad.
This is a revenge game for
Like,
Green
we
Bay.
just go up there and win. What you mean?
This is a revenge
What you
game
mean
for
winning
Green Bay.
Lambeau? What you mean winning
You know
Lambeau?
what? I don't tell the truth. I'm still not scared of Jordan Love. He doesn't
I
scare
ain't
me.
scared of Shorty either.
They still got a great coach though.
I ain't scared
I
of
mean,
Shorty
they
either.
got LaFleur. I mean,
LaFleur is a
they're
good
good.
You know how many times I ain't been scared of Green
Let's
Bay
see
going
who-
into the Bears game and we just take L after L after L for no reason?
Favre,
Yeah,
But the
Favre,
thing is
Kicks.
this right here will be a game where we'll find out how good of a coach that Ben Johnson has become throughout the season.
Sure.
Because he's going to have plenty of games that he's going to play some very
Under
tough
his belt,
opponents.
yeah.
Yeah. And this
Only
game
nod
right
to
here will
him.
probably be that type of
That
game.
test.
Yeah,
the
that
only
test.
nod to him in that aspect is he understands interdivision rivalry.
Sure.
So that is a feather in his cap.
Sure.
I'll give him that.
All he got to do is be smarter than
What-
Eberflus, man.
What about
That's
that?
it.
What about that 4.2 speed they brought in from Texas?
Man, look here, that 4.2 speed can't catch. What he do? What did he do in the
Talking about the bowl
championship game?
game.
What did he do?
I'm,
What he do? That dude was non-existent.
I'm
Now, I'll be fair.
No. I'm being fair. This is fine.
No, wait.
And
Let me
ding,
tell you
ding.
why I want
Ding
to be
ding,
fair.
commish.
I told you that damn Roma Dunze cost me money in that national championship game, dropping them damn touchdowns. It happens.
Man, they weren't beating Michigan. If he,
I just said it happened.
Man, come on,
controlling
dude.
that game.
Huh?
That's controlling that game.
Man, they
ground,
was,
no.
They
they,
wasn't-
they
wasn't
was
even-
smoked.
They wasn't even giving Shorty the ball.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't even know if I should, but I'm gonna tell y'all because it's y'all.
Well, let's hear it. There we go. Ding.
As soon as they drafted Golden from Texas, I texted Jalen. I said they brought a lot of speed to Lambeau Road. He said, "Man, 4.2 don't mean nothing at the line of scrimmage. I get my hands on 4.2 don't mean
He's over
shit."
with. He's
Yeah.
little.
Okay.
And that's true.
I told you. I seen him. I watched Texas.
Yeah,
I watched Shorty.
yeah.
He ain't worthy. He a worthy wannabe. Actually, he was talking. Shorty was talking so much smack. He said he was gonna break Worthy's record.
He damn near
He did that.
Yeah.
He did. I'm about to say,
He said he was gonna
did,
break it.
he did.
Boy came up short.
Don't tell me you watch a football game like, oh, he run 4.28. He run 4.2.
Yeah, right.
That's fast, but he's not a route runner. He don't have hands like that. And
No matter.
Shorty small.
They asked him to come in and be their third or fourth receiver.
Right.
But this is the thing. All
Just,
these receivers.
just
Watch
But guess
the
what?
game.
They receivers are.
They're all third and
Mediocre.
fourth receivers.
I agree with
All
you.
of
I agree with you. I think they all like maybe like
Twos. They're all twos. Yeah. Two.
But like
Nah, hell no. I don't even think they twos. I think
Watson
Watson.
ain't a two.
Watson.
Watson can't. Look, we don't even know what Watson can do.
Glass house
I'm gonna
right
let you do
there,
that.
man.
Dobbins and Reed are actually more than serviceable.
I'm not saying that they are, but that doesn't make you a 2.
They
They're
can't be
definitely
twos.
twos.
Huh?
They're definitely
I think Reed is
How
definitely
many
a 3.
Bears years will they have been once?
Huh?
How many Bears years will they have been once?
Well, look, we ain't gonna talk about our wide receivers, man. We know ours have been trash. Okay, we talking about teams that actually gonna have a history of having wide receivers.
I feel you. I think they got some weapons that LaFleur can move around. I just think that game is a little tough. I think the Vikings get a little home revenge. They win that one.
Well, this is your schedule, not mine. So go ahead. Yeah. So where we at now?
Well, I wanted to piggyback on that foul because I wanted to piggyback on that too, foul, because you did say as far as Philly not going to the Super Bowl if they didn't have Saquon, but guess what? The Packers wouldn't even gone to the playoffs if they didn't have their running back. So
no, I said
Philly
Philly
wasn't
going.
going. Jacobs was a
The way Jalen Hurts was playing, I said they weren't making the playoffs without him.
Packers
Without
weren't making the playoffs in my opinion without Jacobs either.
That's why you build it.
No doubt. That's
I'm
why
not scared of Jordan Love either.
over here.
Where we at, bro?
All right, so right now, then we versus the dog pound.
Come home, get
Cleveland.
right. Come home, get right. They got 19 quarterbacks. I don't know who's playing.
And you got a Shador fan next to you, man.
I like Shador too.
Absolutely.
They got 19
Still
quarterbacks.
tons of quarterbacks, yeah.
We
So
showed
this is
up.
what I wanted to say.
And you got a veteran in Flacco.
I ain't even worried about that's what
So
I'm worried.
JP said the other day, he said, I would take Shador before Caleb Woods. So I wanted to ask you, what do you think about that?
I disagree.
That is not what I said. Quote me properly.
That's exactly what
I
you
disagree.
That is
said.
not what I said.
Man, I have it right here
I
in
said
text.
for
Text.
because in Goff's offense, Shador's accuracy to me plays right into what LaFleur likes to do, similar to Goff.
You ain't say none of that shit.
I don't remember hearing that either. I don't remember hearing that either.
If
I
you
ain't
look
gonna
in
lie.
the text, Clarence Morgan, you'll see that's exactly what I said.
You know, I like.
I keep receipts.
So do I. And I stand by what I
Why you
said
look up the
because
receipts?
that's a more accurate quarterback, and I think he fits the system better.
I'll just say I like Shador. I like his game. I like his leadership. I like his accuracy. He doesn't have an elite arm. He doesn't have elite athleticism.
Doesn't matter.
I don't necessarily think that Caleb has either of those things either. I think he can make all the throws for sure. And some of those tight windows throws.
Nah, he has an elite arm.
Right.
That he does.
I think he can make elite throws. It's not the same thing. It ain't the same thing.
Pat has an elite arm. Josh has an
Allen
elite
has
arm.
But first of all, Josh Allen arm is like ridiculous. It's probably like the second
It's
biggest arm.
unreal.
in the
Brett
league.
Favre,
Yeah.
Randall Cunningham,
His arm is
Jack
probably,
George.
that kind of
like I told you, I'm on regular sitting up there saying Joe Milton probably got the strongest arm in the NFL.
Oh, Joe Milton is crazy.
yeah.
He's probably got the strongest arm. Josh Allen like right behind.
Josh Allen is insane. I mean, I remember Russell. What's the bust from
Russell Wilson.
No,
Jamarcus
that
Russell.
would be Jamarcus Russell.
Mobile
80 yards
finest,
on the
baby.
80 yards
Paul
on the
City.
Eddie yards on the knee is insane.
Yeah.
Not like
Paul City,
that's crazy. But anyway,
Yeah.
I don't think either one of them have top 5 arm strength or top 5 athleticism. But I think they are capable of making all the throws, and that's really all. That
But I don't think that Shador is on Caleb's level as far as athletic.
No, he's not.
No.
He's not.
Caleb
better athlete.
doesn't have that
And that throw to
that
the
long
left,
speed, but
throw
Caleb
thing,
has shape, and Caleb he can get up out of there when he really
He can.
wants to.
Yeah.
I mean, go take a look at him taking off on
That's facts.
Texas once again. We must mention Texas.
or even in the league last
Yeah.
year, he did it to
Yeah,
a few boys.
he could have easily, if he decided to run, could have easily had over 1,000 yards.
That throw down the sideline of DeAndre
And
was insane.
we're not saying
That was my
Right,
Right.
and we're not saying we're gonna get to Caleb in a minute. We're gonna finish this up, but we're not saying that. But all we're saying is, you know how they say styles make fights.
Sure.
Nobody was counting Sam Darnold.
Me and shit.
You know what I'm saying? I did. You know,
You know what I mean?
hey, listen here. But, you know, nobody can sit up there and predict that Sam Darnold was going to do what Sam Darnold did last year. But because Kevin O'Connell is what he is and what he does,
Facts.
he fit his scheme.
Facts.
And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times you'll get a quarterback like we just saw last year. Caleb, no fault to what he brings to the table, but he did not fit Waldron's offense.
And him thinking that JJ McCarthy is enough for him to move on from
That speaks volumes.
Donald's best season says something. It says one or two things. Either coach thinks that JJ is that dude, or the GM was like, "Hey, we drafted him.
Hey,
Get Shorty a shot.
GM was like, hey, we drafted him.
Get Shorty a shot, man.
Shorty gonna get his shot.
If you can resurrect this bum, do something with him.
Do something with it. I like that.
So
So
you
what's
got-
the next game?
You got us beating them
Cleveland
down to
winning.
the dog pound, right? We beat
Got
them
him in the
up.
dog pound.
Okay.
You got to take care of it.
I just hope Miles
Can I
Garrett
just say
don't
this?
eat him.
Can I just say this about the? And that's the problem. But that one, what I was gonna say to that point though is, I don't know if you got Miles Garrett. I don't know how you don't just draft Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
Have your book in.
I don't get
And
that.
just
at all.
make nightmares for that. I love
after you try about it.
like you move up, you move
I
back, you
was
get
so
the picks.
confused by
I
that.
get it, but if I got Miles Garrett and I got the pick and Abdul Carter, I just turn the card in, man. Let's not make this difficult. Now I gotta hit on 3-4 more picks. Hey,
Look, I don't
give
even
me
need the rest
Shorty
of my
right there.
time.
You were just
Give
talking
me
about
him.
the Giants pass rush. Now you look at Cleveland if they would have got him.
Give me Miles Garrett and Michael Parsons, and we straight. Let's go.
Okay, so we
Back
got-
to even 7-7.
7-7.
all right, and then we got Green Bay coming to the shot.
Yeah, man. I think
I think we get our get back.
I think the rivalry is still on. I think they get their get back. I think you know the Bears have found their identity by that point. I think they got that run pass bounce you was talking about. I think the Bears, win a tough game.
Is that Thursday night game?
That is no, it's to be decided. They have decided.
Okay.
I think the Bears get that game.
Probably one of them flex games.
Yeah, it could be moved around.
Bears
Doesn't know
Packers,
what's
they
looking
want
like.
it.
Remember,
They
we
want
got-
a prime time.
We got Monday, Sunday, Friday, and Thursday this year.
Yeah,
right?
we got. I think we got 2 Monday nights. We got 2 Monday nights. The Vikings and the Commanders.
Mhm.
We got a Friday on Thanksgiving.
Right,
Thanksgiving.
Black Friday, right, which is
Right.
Philly.
Yeah, and then we got like a Saturday on like a Sunday night or something like that. But yeah, I think the Bears get right on that. I think the Bears
I
bounce
mean,
back.
that's your thing.
Make it
You,
everything.
you
7-7.
do
8-7.
8-7.
8-7. Okay, and then after that, they go
They
to
go to
San
San
Fran.
The San Francisco treat.
They didn't show up, G.
And hey,
They didn't
now
show up.
you did hear. Wait, was that preview information?
After a
first?
big Packer win, and then they go.
I don't know.
They didn't show up last year.
What's
I heard it was a lot of mess about that one because that was right there when they fired Eberflus that
Mhm.
week,
Yeah, that was
and
Coach
he didn't know
Brown's
that he was
game.
getting fired. Brown's
Oh,
first
no,
game,
he
and
didn't
I
know.
heard there was a lot of things going on in practice as far as they wasn't-
Eberflus did the press conference.
He
That
did the
was
press
bogus.
conference.
That's what it was.
That was so
Yeah.
bogus. That was the
Yeah.
Bears doing everything.
And then I sit up there and said, I'm like, why would y'all have this man do the press
Right?
conference when
So
he's
bogus.
meeting with the GM
To get-
and the president
Everybody in
later on that day?
everybody in the press room like, why are they gonna get fired? Why is he in? Why is he in?
Hey, man.
So to interrupt real quick, April 27th at
Yeah, we found the
11:16,
Found the receipt.
you said I'd rather have Shador
like New
than
Jack City.
Caleb.
And I stand by that. I said
But you just said that you never said that.
No, I never said that. I said I still say that. I didn't say he was better. I said I'd rather have. Is that not what he said? He said, John, you said
He did say he would
you
rather
said
have.
Shador is better. And I
Shador
said,
over
no,
Caleb.
I didn't say that. I said
He
I'd
said he would
rather
rather
have.
have Shador.
I know what the hell I said, man. The fuck on with that. And I'm standing on it. No, you said Sean said JB said Shador is better.
No,
That's exactly
I did
what you
not say
said.
that.
Yes, you did.
No,
Well,
I said
Now we're gonna have to rewind
It's over now.
Hey, you said
Hey, we're
better.
gonna put it just like this. John don't like Caleb. We know this. He likes Shador. I don't know why, but he does, and that's the end of it. Our next game is, like you said, San Francisco. You got them losing that one?
Man,
I don't know, man.
didn't show up last year.
They lost a lot.
They didn't show up last year,
San
dog.
Francisco
Pardon my language. They have to take a shit somewhere.
They just gave Purdy a nice little contract, and they lost some
And-
defensive players.
Well, they paid Fred Warner just today too.
Yeah, 28.
He's
Yeah,
a high
well,
paid.
But I don't think do they still have Greenlaw because I know they lost their safety. They don't have their safety, and I think
They
they lost.
drafted.
You talking about Hufanga?
Yeah, whatever his
Yeah.
name was. Yeah, they lost him.
Shorty
but-
Cole.
Did he go to the Jets?
I don't know, but we're not gonna lie to you. But
And
he
then-
He was
went
close.
somewhere.
And then what you call it too? Somebody else that they lost. I want to say they lost one of their defensive backs too.
But Pearsall stepped up. Pearsall is going to be okay. Ricky Pearsall is going to be okay. He keeps solid.
hell, Jennings stepped up. But I mean,
Well, but Jennings, we knew what. I think we knew
we
Jennings
didn't
was gonna
really
be
know
solid.
Jennings was gonna be that.
No, I said solid. I
Yeah.
said
It's IU at number one.
He
I
has to
will
be
get-
now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Him and Kittle.
Hey, it's a lot of tension on you now.
But can Ayuk be that
It's a
more
lot of
receiver?
tension on you now.
Yeah.
Ain't no old
You
man,
want all
we
that
got
money
one
last
football,
year?
Yeah.
You got it, and we let Debo walk. What's
Yep.
up?
Hey, it's
For
all
you.
I saw them get. They didn't even show up last year. It's just tough.
That's a prime time game.
And
They gotta
with
have a bad
healthy
game somewhere.
CMC, I'm not counting them out.
Wait, hold on.
I
We
think
don't
they're
know.
healthy.
We don't know.
If he's, I thought he's
That late in the season, right?
Right.
What we talking about?
What
Week
is
17?
Hey, wait, what he every other?
Week
Yeah.
17, it might not work.
17, yeah.
I'm still taking San Fran, man. I don't know. Something about that game last year is ingrained in my memory. They got smoked.
Well, that was like
I
I
know
said,
different regime. I know all the
Different
foolishness
regime.
going
They got
on.
embarrassed.
and I heard they wouldn't even allow players if they ain't want to, they ain't have to go to practice.
I picked them to lose both of those revenge games. I feel like that's
Yeah,
revenge
that's
games.
something.
Just have that.
We should ask him if that's true.
Yeah,
Because we do got a few of those people.
yeah, we
who
got
already
a few
agreed to
people
that.
talked about that. But
I wasn't at practice. I'm
Uh,
gonna tell y'all what I know for sure.
right.
And other than that,
yeah.
So
We just hear what we hear out
Wait.
here in the streets, man.
it's one more game, and what I'm calling right now is I have you with the 8-8. We right even. It's one more game,
You talking about the little kitty cats coming to town, baby?
and that's the Lions.
one thing,
The kitty cats coming to town.
one thing about me, if I'm a say it and be like, oh, the sort, like I'm just low key saying this one, but I'm telling you this shit happened. If I'm saying it, the others, I don't know if that happened. I wasn't there. I have no idea.
Mhm.
But I got them losing to the Niners. I got them beating the Lions at the crib to close the season.
You said 9.
Finish up 9.
Hey, man, we gonna beat the fur balls off their ass, man.
He's got the
Tell you.
exact same schedule as I had. That was my exact pick.
What's
Oh,
crazy about that is they got them. So they
Exact.
play 9 road games. I only got them beating the Raiders on the road.
Damn,
I
we
got
play
them
9
1-8
road
on the
games.
9 road
'cause
games.
Does anybody else play 9 road games?
Yeah, I mean that's the new way. Either you're gonna play 9 road or 9 home.
I think it's 9 in the odd.
It's either
years,
9 or 8,
and
yeah.
in even years, it switches.
It's-
Something
yeah.
like that.
Well, I thought it was
Usually
Hey,
not.
yeah, wait,
I don't think it's
They
back to back.
They had the international game. You automatically got the 9.
Nah, because that Jaguars game was a home game. For
Well,
the Bears.
remember he trying to move anyway. So
Yeah.
I kind of trying to move
It was a home game for the Bears. The Bears
Yeah,
lost the home
so
game.
Crook said next year we'll have 9 home games. Lord.
Yeah, I assume so. Is
Switches.
Long as look here, man. The NFL, I know they're about making money. Don't get them guys an extra game.
oh,
Oh, you talking about that 18?
Yeah,
match
they
that's
don't,
on?
they don't need that,
It's
man.
coming.
Don't do
They
that.
want
to
that
me.
money.
third preseason game.
They want that
Yeah,
money.
Don't do
They
that,
finna
man.
get
These
rid of
guys
that
are
preseason
already
game.
beat
Yeah,
up.
I
If
agree.
you're gonna do that, give them another body.
They're gonna get rid of
They
that.
did that, that was like 10
I wouldn't
years
be
ago. They
against
had
that,
2
actually.
buys in a year or
Well, they
something.
need to give them
Yeah.
another because
They're gonna get rid of that.
this is the most violent sport. And you sitting up here
Yeah.
telling these guys, yeah, we want to add more games.
Yeah, they're gonna get rid
And then
of
the
that.
thing that happens is when one of these star players,
It ain't nothing more
get
important
hurt.
than the moolah.
they're gonna push it on back. So don't even do it.
But
So you got
know
us
how
at 9 and 8, right?
I got them at 9. I think Detroit come back to the crib. The Bears play Detroit well every game.
Yeah.
Every game. They could have beat them. They really could be on like a 4-game winning streak with them dudes. They
Yeah.
didn't beat them. You know what I mean? They
13
just
games,
last year
ladies
they
and
went
gentlemen.
to Detroit and won, like, or could have won or something like that. Like they played them well all the time. So
Yeah.
I think they'll play them well both games this year. I think Detroit wins that week 2. I think the Bears win week 18.
13 games.
that gives us 3 and 3 in the
Last 2
division.
years. One score
I think
less.
everybody in the
We
division goes
lost.
3-3.
That's what this division.
I think
is
everybody in the
willing to
division
do.
go 3-3.
It's a possibility.
Yeah,
I mean-
I really do believe.
I mean, this,
And I don't
this
think
division,
3 teams like last year are going to go from this division because they're going to beat up on each other.
Well, I think I can just bring the ceiling down a little bit to where 9 and 8 could get you in,
Well, it does.
or
but
bring the
now
floor down a little
It
bit.
brings the floor down a little bit, but then that leaves opening for the other divisions, especially now.
well, I don't
think
see
they
nobody
have
out of the South.
I think they
The only one that you can honestly say is just going to give you one is that Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Carolina. Like
Yeah,
that's just one.
somebody win the South, but you look at the
But
Rams
that's
and
going to
Niners.
give you 2.
The Rams and the Niners could get in there. The Eagles
You only
and
get 7.
the Eagles and the
Commanders.
Commanders can get in there.
2, 1.
Yeah.
That's 7.
Okay, so not 3 from the North. Okay,
No.
all right. I dig it.
Well, we'll find out. That's why
What
they
would
play
you
the
say?
game.
The Bears lose to the Eagles and the Commanders,
Yes.
Yep.
and then they lose to the Niners.
Yes.
Yeah.
I told you.
I mean, it's not.
I told you.
It's
we lost. Hold
I'm
on.
just saying how we went through the schedule. My first,
I
just me. The second,
I just don't
the
get
show
it.
certainly ain't found out. Just me. I'm just saying.
No,
I
but
think
it is
I think
because
lose to Eagles, Commanders, and Niners.
I'm gonna let Frank speak on his piece, but I have the Bears between 7 and 9 wins myself.
I'm
And that's-
I was 9-8. Same as him. He had the exact same schedule of wins and losses.
Yeah.
The only one that bothers me is the Raiders because
I had the Niners because they
that's to me
have.
that's that push game.
I always say the Bears have. I always say the
lose to
Bears.
Raiders, they're gonna be.
Because I've seen us lose to the Raiders before.
Yeah,
They
that's
lose
fair.
to them, they're gonna be 5-12 again.
Yeah, but I always see the Bears are gonna.
What it
The
means,
Bears are
bro.
gonna shit the bed somewhere. It's gonna be the 49ers.
But
That's
what
my
game?
opinion.
So the Bears will shit the bed, but are there any games that they're not going to be favored in that you have them not
The
winning?
Bengals, I can rock with that.
I can see a band.
I don't think
I
the
can
Bears.
see a
I
band.
don't.
And I could
personally
even
don't
see a
think the Bears-
Washington type.
We gotta wait for
He
Vegas.
said what they not favored.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
they're
Not
not
favored.
favored.
Yeah, because
I can see them going in there and getting that game. Like that's a tough one for me to pick. I'm just saying the close one, the shootout. I think the Bengals win, but
I
that's
think
not a
they
game.
can-
I don't. Only game I look at, I say the Bears can't win.
Mhm.
They going to Philly. They going
Yeah,
to Baltimore.
No, yeah, those are
Other than that, they
immediate
could
losses.
They could go to Detroit win week 2. They could go to Lambeau
Yeah.
and win. They can go to Minnesota and win. Like I ain't saying they can't. Only time I'm saying they can't. Only time I would put money that they're gonna take an L is Philly and Baltimore. Them L's.
the Mavs.
I said that.
And
right
like
now.
I said, 2 years, last 2 years, 13 games lost by 1 score or less.
Woo, that's bad coaching.
Bad coaching.
Yeah.
Bad coaching. You get some better coaching because it ain't like they don't have the talent.
Yeah, oh, they got it.
They got the
On
talent.
paper, they can rock.
Man, some better coaching.
Ooh, that's
Let's
bad.
go.
They won the offseason
Let's
3
go.
years in a row.
Bad coaching.
Man,
Jeez.
Luke
13 games the last 2 years by 8 points or less.
And
And one of them was a damn Hail Mary.
and some of them was absolute giveaways, including that one. But you go back to 23, that Denver game,
Oh, yeah. We can go back
Denver,
in.
Detroit,
Detroit,
Cleveland,
they was up 20 on Denver.
Yes.
28 to
How much was they
they
up
came
on
back and
Detroit?
lost 28 to 20.
Like 28
How,
to 7, something like that.
how much was they up on Detroit?
Yes. 2
14
scores at
with
least.
4 seconds
Then
left.
they stopped putting their
Yeah,
foot on the
no,
gas.
12
12
minutes left.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Hey,
Cleveland.
Bad
Flacco, 212
coaching,
in the fourth
man.
quarter.
Acceptable.
Bad
And the Vikings game.
coaching.
You drop your 3 technique 30 yards down the field.
To
to
guard
cover
David
each other.
Njoku.
I remember that.
Bad coaching.
I remember coming
Who
on that
drawing this
Tuesday
shit
after
up?
that.
Bad
I remember
coaching.
coming on that Tuesday after that Njoku shit, man. I was like, you gotta be kidding me on that one.
Put Justin Jones on him. Say what?
He did come on the
Justin Jones even was like, wait, what you want me to do?
Say what?
So before we wrap this up, what's your final too early prediction?
I'm
Yeah,
staying.
way too
I
early.
got between 7 and 9. 7 and 9 wins. That's it.
I got 9.
No playoffs.
I got 9-8.
What you got, File?
12 and 5.
Because mine is always predicated on the coaching. I've seen so much terrible coaching these last 2 to 3 years that I honestly believe that they could have made the playoffs the last 2 years with better coaching, honestly, because they got the talent. Me, I'm going to go 10 because some of them games that you guys got, like the Washington game, that Cincinnati game, I definitely think they can take. And
can
until
win any of
J.J.
those,
McCarthy
for sure,
shows me
yeah.
that he's a better
Well,
quarterback,
that's a
but
Washington.
that he's a good quarterback.
You got both of them as wins?
You saying
Those
they
two
gonna
games.
go in Cincinnati?
Those two
beat
games.
Cincinnati?
Yes. Why can't they?
I ain't saying they
Why
can't.
can't they?
I'm asking if you got them both as wins.
Huh? Yes.
All right, so
That
all
would
right, so
give you 11.
that give you 1 win. So what game we said they were gonna win that you taking them as L?
That y'all said that they were.
I got them to 9 wins, and I took both of them as L's.
Correct.
So
So
that
that
means
gets you 11.
one of my wins you got as an L.
2, because he said Washington and Cincinnati.
Nah, but he only got them for 10 wins. So he
So then you got to
He's-
take one of them away.
No, he said one of those 1 wins he would.
no, he said he got. He said
I think they're gonna beat both.
he
Oh,
said he
both
got
of them.
Right.
Then that would be 11.
Give you 11.
Yeah, that would be 11
That
wins,
would be
not
11
10
wins.
wins.
Yeah, now
No,
that's the thing.
that don't
That's the
mean
thing.
that. Time out.
Because to me,
That don't mean that.
because to me, there are going to be some games that they're not going to be favored in, which
Oh,
is
for
probably
sure.
both of them that they're going to sit up there and have to win, and vice versa. That there's going to be some games that they're going to probably be favored in that they're going to lose.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So then what's the game that you
You having them 2 games don't mean 11. I'm just saying somewhere where I said it was a dub, you got it as an L somewhere.
Okay, so the game that I probably got that they're probably going to more than likely lose, I can see them possibly losing that New York game. Just because of
Trap?
all that. Yeah, trap game. Just because of all of that defensive line.
You got them winning week 1.
Woo!
That could be now.
Week 3.
Week 1, week 3, they playing Dallas. Dallas may have a bounce. That could be
Dallas
one.
is
Dallas can have a bounce.
Remember, I
back
said, can I get a
game.
push?
Game.
Yeah. Dallas can have a comeback. Who knows?
Let me tell you
I'll put you like this. They're
Dallas
probably
is
not
gonna
going to be favored
smack.
against that Minnesota game and that Dallas game. Those are probably 2 games.
Dallas-
I think they'll be favored in the first Minnesota game.
That Dallas game is
The first game.
that Dallas defense is gonna be good.
Absolutely.
Talk all you want about Flus.
Yeah.
That defense gonna be good.
He's great at
Jackson
halftime
went from the
adjustments.
ball out.
Yeah. He's great at halftime adjustments with the defense.
Yeah.
Thank God he ain't doing it on offense.
With,
Gotta ring at this
with the 2 early predictions that we all made, do we think that
What's your
Bears
prediction? You ain't getting out of this.
9-8, 9-8.
Okay. Okay.
But I do
I was
not
waiting for you to say
think
playoffs.
That's what I was waiting for.
Are you kidding me?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
I think there'll be a decent team.
We in the hunt.
I'm gonna have to check my receipt.
Unlike last
I'm gonna have to
season,
check my
I'm not
receipt.
gonna say playoffs.
I thought a week
that
or
was
so
the
ago you still
expectation.
said playoffs.
Huh?
I thought you said like a few weeks ago playoffs. I'm gonna have to check my receipt.
Well, I might have said that's the expectation.
Okay.
So
you
the
might have said-
expectation of what you really think is 2 different things.
Yes.
Expectation
I didn't
is
think
should
about
always
that.
be
He might have
I'm
said
being a
expectation.
fan when I say
Yeah.
expectation.
Which they can.
I'm being real when I say nah.
Yeah.
They're not
It's because we're Bears
They
fans.
still cook. Ryan Poles is still cooking. So
So the 49ers could be in the hunt too, week 17. They
Absolutely.
both could be in that third in the hunt column
They
come
could.
week 17.
We
They
talking
could.
5, 6, 7.
And that could be a cracking situation.
Yeah.
They could. I could be wrong. Shit. You don't know
Yeah,
shit.
that's why 2 of those
I
games.
could be wrong.
Flex,
It
they
could
probably
be,
flex
but-
games. That Green Bay game and that Detroit
Oh,
game.
because it's got if it's in the hunt, they're gonna
Yeah.
flex it to the prime time, right? For sure. But like her, my thing is this: as much as we love what's done on paper, we know this game, and we know that people take time to gel. 1,
Yeah.
2. Caleb's learning a new system under his 3rd head coach, 2nd OC,
Nope.
right? I'm sorry, 4th OC. Sorry.
Fourth. Yeah. It sucks.
And for me, and this is a shout out to Lorenzo Clemens, Ben Johnson still got to learn how to be a head coach.
Hey man,
Rome wasn't built overnight.
I've been saying that for a while. Man. There's this aura around the team, that this assumption that Ben Johnson is a top 5 head coach. Like, why y'all think he ain't never done this? He ain't, but everybody talks like the Bears got a great head coach.
It's a lot of
They
people
got-
in the
they
chat
got
watching
the
right
best
now that feel
available
that
head
same
coach.
way.
That's something
I
the
agree.
Bears.
That's not the
It's
same
something the
thing.
Bears haven't done.
I give them a ton of credit
100%.
for hiring
You're right.
the best available person this cycle. I think they did that. I think they've done a lot of the right things this offseason. I think
Mhm.
I would have a hard time arguing with anything they did. I don't quibble with none of it. I really don't. The interior O-line, the moves they made on D-line, I'm not mad at none of it. And especially I'm not mad at bringing in Coach Johnson. But just because you made the right move, don't mean it's going to work out.
No.
Well, the only thing
You do the right thing and it still not go your way.
I
Yeah.
think the one thing that's pushing them over that may help this man become a
I
great
was gonna
coach
say what I'm gonna
is
say.
his assistant.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. Like,
You got
and that's what
experience. You got
they didn't give that with
championship
Eberflus.
experience all throughout there. You got
Yep.
it in Eric Bieniemy. You got it in Dennis Allen. You know, you got
Antoine
up
Redolph.
and coming young men with Randall Al Harris.
Al Harris. Oh, come on now. Al Harris can coach.
Man, I mean, this probably
He's a hell of a player.
probably in my lifetime, this is probably the best assistant coach
No, I agree with you.
assembled
I agree
that
with
I've
you.
ever seen as a Chicago Bears.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I've been here 40-some years.
they've
I ain't
given
gonna- I ain't
everything
gonna- I ain't
Ben
gonna
Johnson.
reveal.
They've given everything Ben Johnson needs to successfully be a head coach.
So before we get out of here, I want to say we gave a lot of love to the Bears. We didn't show no love to the ladies. They just got smashed.
By like 60 points. wasn't it?
First game, man. Who cares?
And Angel Reese, what do you all think about that situation? She said it was just a basketball play.
It was just a
I
basketball.
mean, why are we making a big deal?
Yeah,
out of
it
that?
was just a basketball play. She
Oh,
put Angel Reese on the line.
Because the
She
media-
put
the
Angel
media
Reese on the
and
line.
fan makes it
Yes, yes.
And you know why? That's a problem because they're playing sports. You can't say, "Oh, men can beat each other up, but women can't."
Yeah.
It's basketball. It's a physical play. That's it.
And the most important
Like, why
thing
do we
too is
harp
it was Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Doesn't matter by the
It's
color.
not even a
It was
rivalry.
just those two. It never really has been a rivalry, but they've been going at it since college. So it brought it into the into
One
the-
has a national championship, the other one doesn't. Neither one of them have done squat in the WNBA.
I think you look at the backside angle. I ain't even see that till today, and there's definitely a shove there. But whatever, I ain't tripping off that. I think what they're doing from a WNBA perspective is just running the NBA script from 1979. You take a
Bird and Magic,
Jordan Magic, Bird and Magic,
and you put him in Showtime LA. You take the white boy from middle of Indiana and put him in Boston of all places, and now you got this built-in rivalry: the white dude, the black dude, and it worked. It worked extremely well. And then they said, "Hey,
the NBA."
5 years later, this kid coming out of Carolina, and I don't give a damn what pick Portland got. We're not putting him in Portland. He's going into the middle of the country because we got him over there. Put him right here.
Hello, Juju.
Portland ain't that damn stupid to just be like, oh, and I ain't knocking Sam Bowie because he had a good college career in Kentucky. But Mike, you can see that coming. Bob Knight said, man.
Hello, Juju.
Come on. Come to the crib. Holla at us.
Come on, Juju.
Or they're going to put it in LA with the Sparks.
Oh, Lord, please don't do that.
I mean,
she become hometown.
I mean, Andrew Reese is already a lightning rod. You already got Caitlin Clark. They're gonna put her somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
they need to put,
it's just smart. It's just smart. It's just smart marketing. So put her somewhere. But Bob Knight said, man, listen, I had a friend that had one of the top 2 picks. He said, who should I pick? I said, Jordan. I just coached him in the Olympics. He's like, man, I need a center. I said, play Jordan at center. I don't care what you're talking about, bro. All that don't mean nothing.
Hey, man, bring Juju here to the shot. As simple as that.
You know what's crazy about that? We remember Sam Bowie being number 1. We remember Mike being number 3. Who the hell was number 2? I can't remember right now.
Hakeem went number 1.
Hakeem went 1.
Bowie went 2. Hakeem went 1. Okay, yeah. Center. Okay.
Which Hakeem was
Juju come to the sky because for the simple fact they need that score.
Yeah.
She's that score.
Oh yeah, that's
6'2".
Except I don't mean disrespect Hakeem.
6'2" score. Bring Juju to the shot. 6'2" score. That's what Angel needs.
Well,
because she can't score like that.
Not at all.
She needs an elite score.
They
bring Juju here.
The United States.
They
need to be at the UC. They get 20,000 a night at the UC.
Man, all the pimps coming out.
What? Outside.
All the beauty
outside.
Chicago.
You'll see more Jay.
Do we even want to mention the Cubs and the White Sox?
No.
Do we even want to talk
Don't
about?
need to talk about it.
Why?
Wait till we get warm.
I'm gonna wait till you get back, Herb, because I still have some of my own personal reservations about Caleb. He got to show up or shut up this year.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another show.
'Tis the season.
You don't disagree.
That's a whole nother
Not denying
show
that
right
either.
there.
This is a big season.
So why don't we go ahead and get into shout outs, man, and then get up out of here?
You know what? I don't even know how we can do this.
Yeah, with the chat
shout out because it's like,
Hey, commit. Get that new music.
I got the chat open on mine. You want to go?
oh yeah, I can.
Who wanted to kick it off?
Big Frank. Shout out, dude. Thanks for coming. Always love having you on. Always love having you on. But other than that, hey, shout out to the studio. Shout out to everything that we did today. Had our ups and downs early, trying to figure out the volume situation, but I'm glad we were able to figure it out and get this thing rolling. But other than that, I don't really have too much shout outs. Blackhawks, I'll give my shout out to them. They got the number 3 pick again. What a shock. I wasn't a fan of them getting 3. I was hoping they would have stayed at 2. They got some good pieces again that they're going to be able to get, but I'm gonna put on my GM hat with that number 3 pick. I would love for them to trade that number 3 pick and go out and get a veteran star player to help build this team up. And there are some veteran star players that people are talking about willing to trade. So that would be my thing for that. Bulls got 11. What a shock. They ain't going to get shit there.
12.
Is it 12? Even worse. What a shock. Other than that, nothing else. Get.
My real shout out to y'all, but also since you brought the Bulls, got to shout out my brother Drew Stevens from the Bigs, man. He got the Bulls.
Hey Drew.
He been holding them accountable, man. He been calling them like it is, man. Make sure y'all following him on Twitter. Drew Stevens is keeping it real about AK and the Bulls and all that, man. So shout out to my brother Drew.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I think we had Drew on.
We might have had Drew on actually, yeah.
We're rolling it down for sure. But no, shout out to y'all, man, for having me. I thought y'all had kicked me out. rocking with me no more.
Enough of that.
Man, what I do to the guys? Like,
you got to give us some other people.
see what I do to the guys. Man.
We don't even see this guy.
We never know where he is, man.
What is he doing?
I said, ain't no nobody like I want Justin to stay. Nobody rocks with me no more. It's all good. Nah, man. Shout out to y'all, man. But just keeping this whole thing rocking, steady growing, steady, elevating into new spaces, keeping it real though, keeping y'all perspective, being honest, but being honest in an informative way. It's one thing to just be like, oh, this is my real opinion. I'm like, fuck, well, you don't know shit. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
we don't know shit.
We don't do
shit. I mean, for real. Like, you know what I mean? But y'all stay informed and keep it a buck. I respect it. I salute. That's what I try to do every day if I have the time. And I don't take for granted I get just a little bit more access, than most of us. But at the end of the day, I'm just one of us, man. I've been a Bears fan my whole life. I'm Chicago, born and bred. And I'm honored and privileged to be in the position that I'm in. So I always appreciate y'all, extending the invitation to come chop it up. It's always fun. I always feel like you chopping it up at the crib in the basement or something. You know what I mean? I forget the cameras and the microphones on. I start saying shit. You know what I mean? I start getting excited. You know what I mean? Just talking ball. So I appreciate y'all having me, man. I'm glad to salute to you, brother. For real.
I want to add one more of my shout outs. One thing I did forget. I gotta give a shout out. I gotta give a shout out to Misty McMichaels.
Oh, for sure.
But she was great enough to invite the clubhouse to Mongo's memorial. It was a great memorial. I mean, it's sad to say something was a great memorial, but they didn't want to take it as they took that as more of like a celebration. I mean, Steve's not dealing with that stuff anymore. So, but I gotta give her credit on that one as well.
Shout out to Misty.
Shout out to Misty and shout out to Margo up there. Walter kicking it.
No more suffering, baby.
Love that. I'm gonna go next, and again, Herb, shout out to you. Always love, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Shout out to my guys here, Frank Tank, Team Nick. Good to see you again, Fal. Congratulations on your nuptials. He is like, man.
Jump out the window.
So I can't see over this.
Outside, man.
He hit you with the the chat. I was trying to see if I can get. I don't know what's going on my phone, but my chat is like real low. But I'm gonna do the best I can.
Oh yeah, mine's really low.
Yeah, like it's
like it didn't get them all.
Right,
yeah.
so I don't know what's about that. You should have thought about that.
It's getting cold, man. Hey, what they say on Young Guns? It's getting cold, Dave. It's getting cold.
But, hey, real talk. Shout out to Truck in the back. Shout out to Jay Grizz. I know he was on. Shout out to Omar86, a new one. Shout out to Melissa Shoot. Shout out to TC915. Shout out to Jeanette Johnson, one of our P1s. Shout out to Don Burr. Shout out to David. Shout out to Dan Tanner. It's a couple of others that I know that were out there earlier. But I think when we came back out and went back in, we didn't get the full chat.
That might have been.
Because we were having some technical difficulties. Generationalwealth.net. I am a doctor. Thank you for being a doctor. We need more of those.
Yes.
That's a hell of a profession.
Watched a podcast and then went and did surgery and came back.
It came back. You know what I'm saying? Get some of your patients to tune in. Shout out to Fred Evans, who chimed in and chopped it up in the background with us.
Yeah.
And shout out to one person. If we know we got one person watching, it's always my mom, man. Podcast mom. Miss Sandra Bottom Holmes. Always.
Happy belated Mother's Day.
Yes. Oh, and happy anniversary.
So, first of all, I want to give a shout out to the chat. The chat was lit tonight. Thank you all for tuning in to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Remember to like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Hey, we keep it real on here. I ain't gonna say that, but we keep it real on here. That's what we do here. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
Want to give out a shout out to my brothers, Frank the Tank, JB, my boy T Nick, the super producer, the Fact, the Crook, the Mish. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Herb Howard. Hey, hey Herb, I've been telling him to put you on, man. I said, where Herb at, man? We need Herb.
You know what happened? I bumped into him and his pops at Soldier Field. Was that last season?
2
seasons ago. Ever since then, like I don't know, his pop like me better than him. Ever since then, he like he ain't coming back.
Man, T be disappearing on us too, man. We just bitching his name sometimes. Just bitching. We don't even know where he is. He could be Zimbabwe somewhere. No, he ain't here. Oh, shout out to our boy Fred Evans back there chilling, man. Big Fred. We about to all chill back, eat some pizza, talk some more crap.
Fred ate it all.
Oh yeah, I believe it. He sure did.
That was for that Vikings comment.
Also, remember you can catch the Chicago Clubhouse Network all throughout the week. Mondays with our boy the Crooked Commish with his fantasy show on Mondays. Tuesday the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. We don't know shit. Wednesdays we got something new coming up. It's gonna be She Said What She Said, but we got somebody new for you. Thursdays, depending on the season, you got bull spit or you got plump. Okay. Fridays, Easy don't do it, but Easy does it.
Easy done and did it in Vegas.
He ain't did it in a minute.
He done and moved out to Vegas.
He on the move to Vegas, so Easy will be doing it. Saturdays, nothing. Yeah, and then Sundays during the football season, we will have the pregame show starring the Crooked Commish, our boy Chef and MP. 10 o'clock Central Time. Hope y'all know y'all time zones. 10 o'clock Central Time. And shout out to my kiddies. Both of my daughters, they came down for my wedding. Shout out to them. Mia Taylor. Shout out to my bonus daughters, Hayden and Harmony. Shout out to my son. Oh man, I almost forgot his name. Daniel. Danny boy, I'm sorry.
Damn.
You almost forgot your son.
That's my inherited son, Danny. Daniel Price, shout out to him. I love you. Mr. Soon to be nuclear engineer. Also, shout out to my baby boy, Pretty Ricky. Daddy love you. And shout out to my beautiful one of one, beautiful inside and out, the love of my life, Jolanda Janine. Not King no more, but Edgerton. Shout out to her.
That's what's up. That's
You got to deal with that mouth.
That's what's up. Good luck. So I'm gonna try to keep mine short.
Yeah.
My first shout out definitely Herbie baby.
Herbie.
That's my
Herbie
dude.
baby.
Always.
Herbie baby.
Baby. Wow.
Always. That's my dude. You know, you never big time us. Even though you big time, you never big time us. You always make time for us.
Just little on me, man. I'm chilling.
We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. I mean, you're definitely modest. Everybody loves you. Everybody want to hear what you have to say because you always know what you're talking about. Always know what you're talking about.
I received that, brother.
And you know, there are a lot of podcasts out there that be looking for people, but you always make time for us.
Never gonna change.
Whenever
brother.
I call you, you're like, man, what time? Where? So we appreciate you. Second shout out, Chicago Newsweek. They're responsible for our new home.
Great digs in here, man.
It's all right, man.
It was great digs in here, man.
So this is gonna be every third Tuesday of the month until we start picking up some more momentum. Probably closer to the season. Speaking of closer to the season, you might want to keep your eyes open for our next few guests getting closer toward the season. We're gonna have history walking in here. I'm not gonna say any names, but we're gonna have some good people walking in, and they will see this space too. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Third shout out, my man Foul Mouth.
Man.
Jumped out the window, went ahead, got married.
Third.
Did that.
Good luck on that play.
Love her, man. Love her,
Hey,
man.
man, I've never seen someone love his wife as much as him besides my dad. R.I.P. Dad. I've never seen that. Chris really loves his wife. That's a beautiful
Upgraded a ring too.
That's
She ain't
a
even know.
beautiful thing. Wow. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my shout outs. I didn't want to take too much time because, like I said, the pieces get cold.
Yeah.
But I will give a quick shout out to the chat. Appreciate all y'all. I ain't gonna say name by name like JB does. But remember, if you did not chat, then you are officially a lurker.
Else for love.
L for love. Good times.
Yes, you are a lurker, but you put up with our foolishness, so we appreciate it, man. Every Tuesday we'll be here. Rock with us, man. And with that, I'm your boy, the quarterback, point guard, whatever the hell you want to call me, T Nick. My man Frank the Tank. My man Foul Mouth C. My man, this is that man, JB. And of course, our esteemed guest, Herbie, baby. Herb Howard.
Thanks for having me.
We
That's
out.
real.
Don't forget about the quickie commish.
Oh,
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
shout out Crooked in the back, man. We out. This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
You're still here. It's over.